I'm stopping right here. What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Kind of Funny podcast.
We gotta hear this for
Whatever's about to happen, you all need to hear it. I'm sorry. I was so cause shade.
I imagine it's like a car with an umbrella on it that catches air every once in a while.
Is it like one of those things that's like where you used to fold out and put over your windshield and it would have like a cool design on it?
No, it's so much simpler than that.
with the
You guys
holes,
are making
the
a big
little
deal
holes.
about it.
It'd be like giant sunglasses or like Beetlejuice.
It's like a live action Mario Kart.
All right,
You
shut up,
jump
let
off
me
the thing.
explain.
Sorry. Welcome to the podcast. Here's Kevin.
So my Tiguan has a panoramic sunroof, right? Which had a cover on it that at one point my mom went to Tahoe and called me and was like, hey, I'm like an hour away from Tahoe. My car has just stopped working. Can you come pick me up? And I was like, this car has no AC?
Like Lake Tahoe?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like 3 hours from here.
Yeah. So I was
saw
like,
it closer than that.
I'm going to Hawaii. I'm still like packing. And she like started freaking out. And I was like, don't worry, Mom. I'll go get you.
You're a good son.
Yeah. So I went
your
and get her.
boy,
But
son. I'd like
it
all
was
I get
that
your boy.
1 week 2 years ago that it was like 110 degrees here. So
Oh.
on the road there in traffic without any AC, it melted it. It melted the sunshade, right? It just collapsed.
Wait, so it was open and the shade, the plastic thing that goes over it.
Yeah, it's like a cloth that goes over it that
cloth, okay.
that covers the sun,
Gotcha.
right? So it creates shade from the sun.
Sure, okay.
Oh, sunshade.
Anyways, so
I'll be European pronunciation.
hold on now, I'm trying to. There it is. All right, what? It won't go any further.
What is this show?
So
He keeps reaching for the camera, keeps scaring me. I gotta dodge it.
so I went to I like went to find out how much it cost to replace that. $2 grand.
For the mesh?
Yeah,
$2 grand.
$2 grand.
Kevin Coyle's not going to stand for that. He'll get
fuck
some
that.
cheesecloth and
No,
fix it.
Kevin's good. Kevin has a threshold. And anything over $200, Kevin does himself. That's what he wants to do.
I think it's lower than that personally. But okay.
So yeah,
I think hold on.
It's a big job because they have to remove the headliner, which is the cover of the top of the car. And I looked it up online. I was like, oh, this shit doesn't seem too hard. Boy, was I fucking
Let me buy
wrong.
an Under Armour
Yeah.
shirt and cut it in
Yeah.
half.
So I bought the OEM sunshade. I got it in, and I've had it for like 2 weeks, but we've been busy. So this weekend, since Paula's working so much overtime, I'm like, all right, well, I have nothing to do, so I'm gonna just spend my weekend doing this. So I went and spent probably 12 hours doing this.
Christ.
It was so much more complicated than like. I think that the article that I was reading was someone like a different model, because like it was like, oh, you just remove the top glass and then there's 2 screws. You take those out and you can take off.
So Kevin took this
second.
car apart.
I
Yeah.
took it apart completely.
I like to imagine you just look
halfway-
over and it's just all parts.
Those
Four
pictures
times.
of that.
Four
Yeah.
wheels.
four wheels.
I really disassembled
chassis.
it, and it wasn't that bad. The problem is when you get to a certain point.
You can't remember
like-
how to put it back together?
No, I put it back together totally fine.
And he had all these leftover pieces.
I have 2 leftover screws. That's
Car
it.
goes faster because it's much lighter.
It's like, I have a tricycle now.
But like,
now I have a
found, like,
convertible.
I found a YouTube video that like walks you through it, and like I halfway through it was like, all right, this is where you got to call your friend. Oh, it's in Spanish too, which is fun. I'm really happy. I speak 2 languages. Anyways, halfway through, the guy in the video was like, all right, now you got to get your friend because this part's heavy, and I was like, oh fuck, I didn't get to this part of the
You're like,
video.
that's what you
before.
got. You got to list that shit up front,
Yeah,
so I know to have
yeah.
a friend there.
Now you get your
Anyways,
chain winch and you
So
pick out the
glass-
transmission.
Yeah,
the
you're like,
glass,
engine out.
The glass and this giant metal thing. Like
Yeah.
as he said that, fucking
Dangerous.
fell, and I caught with one arm. Had to flip over with my feet, hold it up, and then slowly bring it down. It worked out fine. But I was outside
visual.
doing this for a while,
You
right?
know what?
And then
Please tell me you're outside shirtless, like swim trunks, just rolling around doing all this.
no. I was wearing one of my like Nickelodeon shirts.
Cool.
And then it started sprinkling, and I was like, well, I gotta fucking fix this problem. So I pulled my pickup truck out of the garage, put the Tiguan into the garage to continue to work on it. And when I did that, I went and parked on the street. And then some woman like randomly flagged me down. And I was like, oh. She was like, hey, do you have jumper cables? And I was like, I just bought 3 jumper cables. So
Of course you're gonna
each
help.
car has a jumper cable now. So yeah, we're set, lady.
She's pretty stoked.
Yeah, no, she really was, because she's like, my car's down, I don't know what to do.
She's like, do you need help holding that
She found
glass?
the right guy.
Yeah. So I like flip the car over, start
She's like, my roof melted. I need help.
Another 12 hours. I'll help you out.
I put the cables on there, and we're just making small talk. And she looks at me, and she's like, "Are you an artist?" And I'm like, "Excuse me." She's like, "Well, you know, the way you're dressed." And I was like, "No, no."
Like, this is my sleepy time gear.
I'm not, it wasn't my sleepy time gear. I was wearing this
It
hat.
wasn't that yellow shirt that he was wearing at spring break.
That's a good shirt. That's my nap time. Anyway, so I was wearing this hat, a Nickelodeon shirt, and like my red pants, which R.I.P. man.
They're gone.
Oh yeah, you ripped the whole nose.
There was
destroyed.
No,
This job destroyed him?
yeah, because like I'm inside a car, like you know, my legs spread over 2 seats holding something up. At some point, it was just too much blood.
There's motor oil all over me.
His foot's coming out the gas
no
can.
oils.
Wait,
There's
too
no
much
oils.
what to the crotch?
I just blew it out. I said
He
it.
blew it out. Yeah, he ripped that shit out.
It's just
Kevin goes through pants faster than I go through tissue.
No, it's because I refuse to buy new pants because I keep saying like I'm gonna lose weight right around the corner.
Sure.
And I don't want to
Yeah.
have big pants.
Just get stretchy pants.
And then we ordered squat and gobble.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like I'm sweating from all that.
Trust me,
Anyway,
I plan
so
on eating a salad today, Kevin.
Why don't you order a salad from Squat and Gobble
Yeah.
like I did?
No, I
have
have some
salads
in the
there.
fridge, but I was like, I would love some beef.
So yeah, that was the story. For whatever reason, I was dressed like an artist, which I don't know if it's an insult.
No,
Or
no, no.
something.
It's your hair. Your luxurious locks pulled back
You
like
could be
that.
a DJ. I would buy that.
You look
Or
like
a painter.
No, I think I'm thinking painter. I'm thinking
that's-
somebody who like buys his own open kind of office space.
Yep.
And
Gallery.
just yeah, like a gallery sort of thing, and
And
goes
he's
there.
always
and
talking about
works
how
on
good the light is.
weekends.
Why do
it's
you like
one
this
of
bed?
those.
The light's
It's,
great.
it's the he's got the canvas this big and he just does the paintbrush and goes.
Yeah, yeah. You know,
Puts
you
it
know
like-
what I'm
puts it
I
picturing?
in
call
his
this one
ass.
Paula Paula.
You know what I'm picturing? You know what I'm picturing? Bryan Cranston talking to the woman in Breaking Bad, where they're like, where it's a look into the past, and he's got the long hair,
Yeah.
and they're looking at the equations on the wall, and they're talking about how many
Gray matter.
the human body,
Yeah, it's great matter.
how many pieces the human body has, or whatever. You remember
Pieces?
that, or pieces of me, the whole human
Ashley
body,
Simpson.
and it's like a look
it's
back.
The how much water it was, right?
Yeah, and they're like trying to account for. Oh, it's when the body disintegrates in the fucking in the tub. Remember the
Buckets,
body?
the buckets.
Yeah. I remember that.
You remember that scene? Anyway, I picture Kevin in that scene where it's like very blurry, and he's just kind of he's standing like this.
If you're an audio listener, his back's to us.
Very Ferris Bueller.
And
Yeah, very Ferris Bueller in the R. Kelly.
Then afterwards, she asked me a bunch of car questions that I wasn't equipped to answer.
Was this woman? Did she really need the jump, or was she looking for a different kind of jump from one Kevin Quella?
Did she wanna play with your paintbrush?
She really needed the jump. She was getting her dogs.
Spade.
No,
please let her finish.
their hair done.
So maybe she was like, "Are you an artist? Can you?"
someone has a business like down the block that is like they'll do dog washes.
We're really building
And,
this
like-
universe.
Hold on,
Is the dog's hair done?
yeah, they get the hair done, and it was one of these like poodles with all the hair that's like perfectly round. Like
Sure.
legit, it was perfect. The lady had done
Sphere.
an amazingly good job. Yeah, it was a
Look like
sphere.
a 3D fucking
But-
sculpt.
Yeah, she's like, oh yeah, I'm just getting my dog's thing done. I look over, there's 4 fucking dogs. She has 4 identical poodles.
Oh,
It's too much.
Christ, that's weird. Poodle people.
Too
are weird.
much, you know?
I'll say that.
Now I'm picturing the back of Dumb and Dumber where they have all the mustard and ketchup on them in the beginning when they're
Yeah.
rolling around that van.
Anyways, that was my story.
Kev,
See
can
later.
you?
It was
can you
good. I
go
did not
to-
expect the artist story to go that way.
It was
Can you go to
good.
Instagram.com?
I also don't know why we talk.
Hi_I'm.
Why do we do anything with the
Chewy.
I can't
podcast?
hear anything you're
Let
saying.
Kevin
Tim.
do it.
Hi, I'm Chewy with
Hi, I'm
underscores
Chewy.
in
Oh,
between.
Okay, yeah, I know Chewy.
I sympathize with Kevin, and I'll tell you why. Because there are things. Greg's in a mood today.
Kevin almost, or Greg
No,
almost.
me and
spit
Andy
take
are the
it.
only ones really. What? How do I spell it? Oh, I know Chewy.
I know.
I know Chewy. I know this dog. I know what I'm about to do.
Oh, I know.
So,
yeah.
so bring this up.
me
We've talked
2
about this
seconds.
dog
Give me 2
many,
seconds, 2 seconds.
many times.
This little
But
shit.
he's this
Look at
like
that.
beautiful
Oh, shit.
fucking Pomeranian that's
He's
taught to
Stranger
do.
Things
He knows how to do.
cosplaying.
Keep scrolling down. Scroll
on,
really.
look at this.
Hold on.
Stranger
Don't click
Things
through. Just scroll down first. A little bit more. A little bit more. A little bit more. Okay, cool. Yeah, like any of these
Kegel?
pictures. Look how fucking adorable this
Wait.
dog is, right?
Oh my God! Is he? He was.
We've all been there, guy. We've all been there, you know what I mean? Free! I'm all in.
He's got a polo on.
Look how many boas he
But, like,
has!
they taught him how to do this pose where he just constantly do like that one.
Yeah.
And he just always
He's wearing
does
a
it.
bathrobe?
He reminds me of Andy
Yeah.
so fucking much. But my mind was blown this weekend. Scroll all the way up, Kev. Right there, bottom left. Boom.
Oh, little baby. He's a
No.
little
No,
baby.
he's
being a baby.
That's how
Oh,
small he
yeah,
is.
his body is
That's
so
how small
tiny.
they are.
But it's like,
Yeah, they're
I would think
small.
he's so much fatter than he is, but
Yeah,
no.
no,
It's
no,
like-
no.
Have you ever pet a Pomeranian?
And not that I know of.
When you grab, they compress.
I mean, he's so small.
Can I see the cosplay where he's one of the Scoop Squad? Over.
Yeah.
There it is right there.
Is that what they're called? The Scoop Squad?
He's got big muscles.
Because it's not a real. It's just a pirate outfit or a sailor outfit. It's like
Yeah,
Popeye.
they added the.
It's not a strange. It's not.
cute.
That's not officially licensed
No,
Stranger
it's- yeah, the
Things
Scoop
2.
Boy.
I see.
Did you guys finish Stranger Things at all?
I'm like 3 episodes in. No, I'm like 4 or 5.
Yeah, there's
Good
just
stuff,
there's a
dude.
moment where they
digging it.
break off into teams and they have to get code names, and when the show actually really smart in breaking the people up because
Yeah.
there's so many characters now, and they all have to have something cool to do that. Of course, culminate to the end. But the kids, Steve and the girl and
Robin?
the kid without his teeth, are become the Scoop Squad. It's
Scoop
great.
Squad, baby.
Yeah, it's great.
I'm
It's-
digging it. I think it's really cool.
I think season 3 is the best.
yeah, like
think it's great.
I'm far more interested in what's going on than in season 2.
Fun fact, and this blew my mind because I went to look up some of the newer characters. The girl is Robin, right? Is that her
Maya
name?
Hawke.
Maya Hawke.
Yeah.
The daughter of
Ethan
Ethan,
Hawke?
Hawke and Uma Thurman.
Wow.
And you look at her, you're like, oh my God, she looks exactly like
looks exactly like Uma Thurman,
It is
dude.
fucking
It's
wild.
crazy.
She's great.
Ken,
Yeah,
while
she's
I do
really
the
good
intro,
in
bring
this.
up a photo of her because now I got to see her with that information because I watched a lot of this with Jen and then I listened to a lot of it while I played Astrobot and I was in VR. So I feel like I'm connected to these characters.
Yeah.
What's up, everyone? Welcome to the Kind of Funny Podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Greg Miller, alongside the producer/seducer Nick Scarpino.
Hello.
Over there, the Hispanic heartthrob Andy Cortez. What got you there?
It's Maya, I think.
I don't know if I would have gotten that right either. I'm not gonna deal with that.
It auto-populated.
Like I just.
Oh, there's an E
And
at
there's
the
an E
end.
at the end, yeah.
Oh, I see
Yeah,
it.
you
now.
see
I
it.
can see it. Oh man,
Click on
look
that-
at Uma next to her.
Click on
Yeah.
the top left-hand one.
Yeah. Oh my
Yeah.
goodness. Yeah, you can see it.
That's
Good
great.
for her.
I'll be honest though, I think she's got better acting chops than her mom.
Don't be
No,
rude.
don't-
All right.
yeah, don't
She
say
that
that.
her
At
mom was
that
poison
age?
fucking
No.
Ivy.
At that age, like when I think of Uma Thurman, young Uma Thurman in a little movie, I'm gonna blow your mind called Johnny Be Good. That's right. She played his girlfriend in that.
I
She wasn't
know
as
I
good.
should remember Johnny B. Good, but I don't remember Johnny.
Anthony
B. Good.
Michael Hall, Robert Downey Jr. Anthony Michael Hall plays like the high school quarterback that's being courted by all the colleges. This is a good movie. It's a fun movie.
I kind of disagree.
ring
I
a
feel
bell.
like a lot. Like I'm loving season 3. I feel like a lot of the acting is just kind of.
I think
great.
the kids, the actors in general have gotten better. I think the show is tighter, and I love that they're playing with genres now because the show is really like 5 80s movies in one.
Yeah.
It's like Terminator, Aliens.
I like all the mall stuff.
Yeah.
I like how much they love the mall.
Dude, I saw one review
believe
that
Tim
was like
hasn't seen an
they
episode?
underutilized the Starcourt. I was like, every fucking scene's in that thing, man. And like spoilers, the entire climax is in that fucking thing.
Whoa, wait,
Ah,
whoa,
ah,
man.
Come on, the mall, you got a mall. Hey, why you gotta? So what's this creature doing? It's Stranger. It's a thing.
Jesus.
Forbes 30 under 30, aka the second best baby blues in San Francisco, aka the verified one at Tim Gettys.
Touch
enough.
a
You haven't
Stranger
seen
Thing.
one episode of Stranger Things?
He watched one.
I've seen one episode.
Okay,
yes.
my
didn't like
apologies.
it.
I
Was
liked
it the
a lot.
one where Al goes like on the lamb or whatever? No one liked that episode.
Episode 1.
Egos.
I saw episode 1.
Season one, I did not like and stopped watching. Season 2, I watched all the way through and I was like, this is fun.
No.
And then season 3 came around. I was like, okay, cool. And they're in the mall. That was cool. And then, like I said, played Astrobot, VR visor on, listened with one ear to what
You're
was
in a
happening.
different world.
Got the thing what was going on over here with this ear.
Bringing
You're
your
living
immersion.
in the
Hopper was
present,
doing
man.
some stuff to some people. I was listening to that. I knew it was up.
Yeah.
If you didn't know, this is the Kind of Funny Podcast. Each and every week, usually four best friends gather on this table, coming to talk about their lives and what's happening in them. If you like that, head over to patreon.com/kindafunny, where you can get each and every episode early, including the pre and post shows. They're ad free. Everything's great. You'd get to see how we rambled into Kevin being an artist. Because I had to start it there, but there was funny episodes and things before that. Trisha Hirschberger was here, gave us a whole bunch of presents
Hirsch,
right there,
the Berg.
The Herschel
burner.
Walker.
Yeah, Mahershala Ali.
Herschel Ali.
Yeah,
Oh, wow.
see,
Okay, you
right,
guys
yeah.
got there.
Muhammad Ali.
Yeah.
Hershey's
Kisses.
Kisses and
Yeah,
bars.
the Hershey Highway. Poop shoot.
What is
You know what I'm saying? If you don't want the show early, ad-free, pre and post shows, watch it live, none of that jazz, no big deal. You can get it as one big video on youtube.com/kindafunny, roosterteeth.com, and podcast services each and every Friday morning.
Around
The globe.
Nice. Good job. I was like, did I forget the table? I know people like the table pound. I don't want to forget.
I mean,
that.
I like that. I don't know if anybody else likes it.
We
Today,
didn't have it last week.
I want to do we not?
No, people were upset about it.
Sorry, everybody. Didn't mean to let you down. We had a good show last week, though.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? A lot of really good shows. Some
Andy
say
was
one of
there,
our
it was
best
great.
shows. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it was really great.
I want to thank our Patreon producers, Mark Starvagi, DJ Kento, Kieran O'Donnell, Sam Davis. Today we're brought to you by Quip and Audible, but I'll tell you about that later.
Starvaji. Starvaji.
We'll send you back to Austin in the minor leagues.
He
all right?
tweeted at me. He's like, hey, I appreciate you, blah, blah, blah. Oh, and by the way, it is a soft G.
So how do I say it?
Starvaji.
Starvagi. Yeah. Okay, cool.
What did you say, Starvagi?
I don't know what I fucking said.
Yeah.
I don't even remember that I didn't do the table pound last week. You kidding me? You think I remember?
I don't
think I
remember
know
5
nothing
seconds
already?
ago. Who are
Exactly.
you? Where are you people?
Where am I?
Why does he look so cool?
I know, right? Andy, you're back from Texas.
I'm back, man.
How was it?
It was great. It was great.
Do you
Really
hate?
hot.
Do you hate working with us and living in San Francisco as much as you play it up on the internet? Because it's starting to hurt my feelings.
I mean, I really don't like San Francisco, but
How long do you think you can stick it out for us?
Ooh.
Because we just lost
When does the
Andrea.
NBA
It's
season
gonna be.
start?
I'm gonna tell you this. I'm gonna tell you this. If you don't like San Francisco, you're gonna hate LA. So when that chapter of your life opens, good fucking
It's
luck.
more of a money thing. More of a money thing. More of a money
LA is very
thing. But I had a
expensive
lot of fun. I did RTX differently this year.
Okay, let me-
And it's usually because the past 2 years that I've done it, I mean, shit, I guess the past 3 since the year that I worked there, my family would come up to visit Austin, and they would always ask me, hey, do you have 2 hours free here? Oh, I have an hour free here. Let's go get lunch. Let's go get dinner in between this little gap. Which should also cost me to miss things with you. I can't even fucking talk right now. So I would miss dinner with you guys, or I would miss hangout over here, or like the VIP meet and greet, or whatever the fuck.
Yeah.
So this year I was like, hey, how about you just come to RTX the fucking like last day, and then you pick me up and we drive back home to the RGV, and I stay there, and I'm in the valley for like 3 days, right?
Sure.
Instead of like, it becomes really.
Trying to balance
It sounds
the
like
business and pleasure
It's
part.
like such a. I mean, not even that. It sounds like such a first world problem, but it's stressful to be like, oh, I have an hour here.
No,
Let me go.
no, you
And
want to do right
it's
by your
stressful.
family, but you're also there for work. It's
Especially with
different.
how busy it is, yeah.
Yeah.
And I was also bummed that I as much as I loved my grandma's cooking, she made awesome food for me last year. But I missed the team dinner last year, which I really wanted to be there for.
A lot of people said you should have invited us to your grandma's cooking. You know what I mean?
That was great.
Yeah,
it was real
sucks.
good.
That seems like it would have been a great team
It
dinner.
was real good. Yeah, so this year I went back home and I was there for a few days. And it was awesome, just hanging with family and doing the whole so how's San Francisco, that whole thing, and people just small talk, the whole
Sure,
small talk thing.
yeah. They're like, are you wearing glasses? I see. What is your prescription? You're like, nah, these are just Movement Everscroll glasses.
Movement ever scrolls. I don't even know if we're. I don't even know.
He looks awesome,
because
Kevin.
I like him, but also all the blue light. There's so much
There's a lot of
blue
blue
light
light.
everywhere.
Dude.
Not anymore.
blue blockers.
Trying to negate it.
Everclear.
It's ever scroll.
Everclear.
But then, so then I came back to Austin and I hung there, and then I went out with. I went to go visit the RT offices.
Sure.
And got to. I didn't record anything. There was some people asking me if I recorded anything with Achievement Hunter or anything. They were doing like a big Minecraft day. It was one of the rare days where Gavin Free's in the office. And we gotta fucking record Minecraft.
Yeah, I hear that. Yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, they were just recording shit. We were just hanging out, just like me and Fredo and shit, walking around. Barb gave me a new tour of the sort of new bungalow area, which I hadn't seen yet.
No.
It's just crazy how much has changed with the bungalow. It was cool just being in Austin and hanging out. And then I got to hang out with just a lot of friends that I don't really get to see that often.
Sure.
Yeah.
See Caesar?
Caesar. Yeah, I did. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
I saw him on the last day. Yeah.
Andy's boy Caesar. Real good at Mario Kart.
We were just playing a lot of
that
a lot of
motherfucker?
Mario Maker. Yeah, that motherfucker.
That fucking smug bastard.
yeah.
Piece of shit. Yeah.
Yeah. He has the world
Hope he's
record on
doing
my level,
great.
by the way.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. Of course he
hate
does.
him.
Of course
I
he
hate
does.
him.
Yeah, so it was cool, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was cool.
Good.
How was last week without me? What'd y'all do?
Pretty great.
Fantasy.
Yeah, it was great.
Fantasy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
sounds fun.
We had
Didn't even
a
need you.
really fun party mode.
I missed you.
Nick
know what I
played
mean?
a trumpet.
Nick played a trumpet.
I heard.
I did.
Wow.
Yeah.
You heard a hearsay. You didn't actually hear me.
You
play
didn't
the
see
trumpet.
it. You didn't hear the
Because you didn't watch
performance.
the episode. But
Pretty great.
Stop.
what
We're
happened
stoked about
was, you obviously
Bad internet in the valley.
Yeah, I understand. They don't. The internet's not over the world. In the country, a lot of places in the country just don't have it. Gaps.
Information superhighway takes a
Dial-up
detour.
modem.
Yeah.
No, I was just out. We're having some fun because you normally play the Warboat theme, but I was like, you know what? I'm going to challenge myself. It's what I do as an artist, as a human being on a daily basis.
most artists
How we
do.
grow. And I said, I got an old trumpet up there. I'm going to pull it down. I'm going to brush it off. And I'm going to spend 30 minutes annoying Tim by trying to figure out how to, A, how to remember how to write sheet music, and B, like how to do the notes.
Yeah.
And I figured it out. I nailed it.
I heard it was
did
really
nail
good.
it.
I heard it was really good.
And
then-
being in the room, hearing him practice and trying to figure it out, I was worried because it was just a lot. And I get it. You were just trying to get there, but then eventually, all of a sudden, it hit. I'm like, oh my god,
What's
that was
amazing-
like some idiot savant shit. Just
It's amazing because I was like, I cannot remember. I remember how to play the trumpet. Obviously, when you do something for like 15 years straight, that's gonna come back to you. Could not remember how to write sheet music though. Like which one, when you go over the certain point, where does the line go down, and what's the whole note versus the half note versus the quarter note? I was like, I'm just gonna write all the notes out.
Every
My
good
brain
boy
will fill
does
it
fine.
in. But what's amazing is I went home, and my wife was like, "Did you pull your trumpet down off the shelf?" And I was like, "Yeah, I had."
You're like, how can I do anything in this house and you not notice it?
Oh, we only have, you guys have been in my house. We only have 4 things in my apartment.
There's
Sure.
been a shift in the dust.
And my wife's like, I don't understand. And then she's like, are you going to clean that thing off before you put it back up? And I was like, well, I am now, obviously. But I
polish
told
that
her,
bad boy?
well, I was like, I'm thinking about cleaning my trumpet and then taking it to work. Because sometimes I'm here a little late and you guys leave and I could, maybe practice trumpet. And it was about at that point where my wife started laughing at me and did not stop laughing at me for an hour. And I was like, are you fucking laughing at me because I'm a nerd? And she's like, yeah, I'm fucking laughing at you because you're a nerd.
So I assume that's why you wouldn't play it at home for the public mockery
exactly.
of it. So
I
even the
was like,
mention
this
of
is-
playing it somewhere else brought along the public mockery from your wife.
She was wheezing, and all I could hear her say
your
was,
wife.
between wheezes, was, your trumpet. That was it. And I was like, dude, this is like being back in high school, and you're one of the cute dancers that I had a crush on, and you wouldn't even talk to me. She's like, yeah, it is.
I would love nothing more than like to go home and be like, oh, fuck, I forgot something I need for work. Come back here like 6:30. It's like moonlit. Everybody's here.
Do you have the little fucking thing?
Yeah, I brought the Harmon mute. I bought a straight mute and a Harmon mute to
You
play
have
on.
more mutes?
No, I only have those
These
two.
are the things you put on the end of the.
But no,
like
you're talking about
plungers?
the
Yeah.
plunger thing that you put
Yeah.
on the end of. No, I never used plungers.
That's awesome. Though.
I just had like.
if you
mutes.
started using a plunger, it'd be cool. You'd be like Louis up there.
Right?
Louis Armstrong,
Yeah.
not Louis C.K. We
No,
we
no.
draw a parallel between me and him. We both do
other things
comedy.
with a different
He just does it on
No,
a
different
level.
trumpet. Different trumpet.
Yeah, so that was fun last week. That was real fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Glad
But,
you got- glad
maybe
you all had a
if
blast.
we need it again, maybe I'll bring it back. Who knows? A lot of people are saying that we should start the KFAF band because between all of us, we play at least 2 instruments.
We do.
So that's great.
Wow.
I play the vocals.
and we all know the
throat.
guitar and trumpet go together so well.
yeah, so perfectly.
They go together.
Lou
Some
Vega,
ska
baby.
music
Lou
there. Let's
Vega.
go.
Bega.
Lou Vega.
Barrett play an instrument?
Blair plays drums.
Yeah, there
Oh,
you
here,
go.
Barrett heard music. He's in here. Yeah, he
Barrett-
plays the drums.
I'd imagine Barrett plays like the harmonica. Can you see him out on a river somewhere just fucking?
No, I see him playing the drums for sure. Not-
Right.
Hit-
Sit in the
Nick
chair.
just hitting that
How long
harmonic
did
thing
you,
about
did you
his
actually
song.
Can we
play
get
drums?
the shock mic pulled up, please?
It's up.
All right.
Yeah, I played the drums for a very long time in my life, but it's
Did you play set or did you play like percussion line?
both.
Drum line.
I started in like middle school bands and learned all like the percussion instruments we had there. That was like a really fun time of like learning the timpani and shit like that, and like
yeah.
playing the marimba. And
Yeah.
we had like a percussion group, and like one of our performances, we played "Girls" by the Beastie Boys. That was fun.
Bum, 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 bum,
And then I
bum, bum,
slowly learned, like I had a drum set in Ohio and slowly taught myself stuff. And then I had a set, I brought that set out here, but it was just so hard to keep in San Francisco for so long.
A lot of space that takes up.
Yeah, like I lived over in Alameda for a couple of years, and I had like our garage could hold it, but once I graduated high school and my mom was moving down to San Jose, like I was staying up here and there was just no place for me to have it. So I haven't played drums regularly since probably like 2013, 2014, and I've been like really itching lately to like go back and like try to find somewhere that has a set that I can play on.
I'm telling you right
Electric
now.
drum
What
set.
you end up doing with your set?
I sold it. It was very
Turned
sad.
into be a one.
So you don't play the harmonica though?
No.
See,
Could you
the reason
try?
I think that you would is because
'Cause I like
the
Bob
Frog
Dylan?
does, and you and
Okay.
Kermit, I kind of see a lot of similarities.
Yeah.
between you.
Fucking hate you.
Yeah.
I see it.
Is there a reference there, or is that
Yeah.
just an insult? Just
Tiny
to,
hats.
Just an
Can you
insult.
imagine him with some little like?
so many.
Like, dude, yeah. Halloween costume.
I
wanna
picture
see
like
you
a
as
fly
Kermit.
coming around on that tongue. Just-
Does that have an
Jesus.
But there is a place on Terraville. We would skip math class every like Wednesday.
Badass.
And go down to this place on Terraville down the street from Lincoln, and you could like rent out like a practice room, and they would have like sets in there and stuff. And that place still exists, but I don't know if they still do that.
They
because
definitely don't.
Alyssa like
Not a chance in hell.
yeah, I
That place
know.
still
I like
operates the same way.
yeah, like Alyssa is gone for the next couple of weeks, so I'm trying to like find things to do to like preoccupy
Zelda,
my
dude.
time.
Yeah.
And I've been itching to want to play, so I
Jerk
want to
it.
like at least just like walk over there, and be like, hey, you guys used to do this.
Hey, you
8 years
remember
ago.
Don's still working here?
Don's been dead for 40 years.
Yeah, and it was like such a like they had it on their sign. It was like $3 to rent a room for like an hour, and they had like full sets in there.
Prices
and stuff.
definitely aren't the same.
So yeah, I do miss it. I miss it a lot.
That's awesome. Yeah, it just
Well, we got a full band.
I was gonna say, just pulling out the trumpet last week gave me mad nostalgia,
yeah.
but it also made me very sad because I was like, wow, I can't play this thing like I used to, and I was never great at trumpet. But remember when you do something every day for like 10 years straight, you are much better at it than if you stop doing that and then 20 years later decide to pick it up for your stupid internet show. And so I was like, wow, I don't have chops anymore for this. This is crazy. And then I think, what would I be like? Where would I be at if I had just kept up
Nowhere.
just playing it? No, I don't mean like
Be real good at trumpet,
skill-wise.
but
I don't mean like I mean skill wise.
okay.
I don't mean like I'd be because I had no illusions that I would ever be an actual like musician. I didn't have
Trumpeteer?
I just didn't have the dedication for it. Or the passion for it. A lot of my friends were like, I want to be a studio musician or a real gig like touring musician. Or some of them wanted to go into like teaching, things like that. Like my buddy Scott is a teacher, but he had to learn like 50 different. That's maybe an exaggeration. 15 different instruments, including piano and like brass and
like
woodwind
a
instruments.
veterinarian.
Piano, all those things. So it's just, and I have friends that played and kept playing and now playing like smaller jazz bands, things like that, just for fun.
Yeah.
But I'm like, I would be a lot better if I just kept going.
I
But never did.
miss it a lot. When I was in Austin, one of my good friends, he actually played drums in my band. We were like both the co-writers for the band or whatever.
It's not that piece of shit Caesar, right?
No, it's my
Okay.
friend Maui. I hit him up the Thursday night that I was in Austin. I was like, hey, what are you doing tonight? Let's go get dinner or whatever. And he was like, oh, I'm actually playing a show at Stubbs.
Barbecue joint.
Yeah, barbecue joint. The indoor set, not the big outside set or whatever.
He wasn't
They were a
headlining.
smaller
He
band.
wasn't
They're a smaller
headlining.
band.
He's like, don't forget your coleslaw. Here's our next track.
Order number 7 is ready. Speaking of 7.
Speaking of seven, what? Is that the name of the song?
Yes, he's playing Avenged Sevenfold songs.
Gotcha. So he's in a band with two friends of ours named Audrey and Allie, and they both play guitar. They're
What's
both
the band's
vocalists. They're called
Thumbelina.
Hex Boyfriend.
Gotcha.
They
Are they
are
witches? Is it a
they're
witch thing?
fucking great.
Is it a witch thing?
Nah, just
No, it's
like
about mathematics.
just like pop rock,
Hexagonal.
and like
Cool.
they are very, very good. They're coming out with an album soon. I'm totally plugging them right now because they're fucking good. And I knew that they'd be good because I hate using the word jammed out because it's such a dumb
Jammed
thing
out
to
with the
say.
clammed out.
But
Isn't
like
it?
Nothing cooler
but like
than
back in the
you
day,
right
when
now jamming
when I
out.
first moved to Austin, like my friend Maui had this place in his basement where that's where we would go practice. We would
$3 an hour.
we would go jam out there, and Allie and them would be there and they'd play guitar and they would harmonize. I was like, God, they're fucking so talented. So when I saw them live and when I saw them kill it, I was like, it's kind of expected. Like I know how good these people are at what they do. It was a great set. And my friend Nikki was standing next to me, and she was somebody who I've known forever. She would always go to our shows back in the day. She was like, do you ever miss it? I was like, oh, all the time, dude. Like, it's just so fun practicing for a set and then actually going up on stage and like, fucking with the crowd and making jokes and cracking jokes and, hey, we got merch in the bag, we got CDs or whatever. It was just really fun.
Yeah.
Miss those days.
It's sad that you
Do it
don't get
again.
that opportunity to get in front of a
hard.
crowd and pimp your merch. It's just sad.
And make jokes. Play the guitar.
Screw with the crowd. Yeah.
That's right.
It's really sad you don't get that. You don't get that experience anymore.
You should start an SF band.
I've always said that how Steel Panther is like the 80s kind of cover band.
Yeah.
I want to do that for like late 90s, early 2000s, like pop punk emo.
Yeah.
And I want to be like the cover band where we dress up like bands in that era and it's like you're coming for an
So
experience.
you just take off the bomber jacket and walk out and play.
Pretty much. I mean, I put my head down. I would like put I would dress how I dressed for that episode of Debatable where me and Barry did
Yeah.
pop punk, where I
Yeah.
had the fake like earplugs on. Not
I mean, I'll
earplugs,
tell you,
but
dude,
know what I mean.
those bands are alive. Like Tainted
Cages.
Love is like I don't know if you've heard of Tainted Love. They're like Steel Panther.
Yeah.
I imagine because you said they were an '80s cover band. I've never heard of Steel Panther before.
Oh, really?
But I imagine they're the same
is,
kind of.
yeah.
There's another one I think. There's Chain of Love, and there's always one that people talk about, but I can't remember the name of it. And there's also Super
Beatles.
Diamond. No, those are. It was a different era.
I know of
Band.
Steel Panther because I always see videos of celebrities going up on stage and singing with them. They're
I
all,
saw Steel Panther perform at Tahoe once.
yeah, they totally dress up like fucking
Tainted-
rat. Yeah, all that bullshit.
Tainted
It's
Love does
great.
the same thing where there's like I think there's like 8 of them. And it's all I think I don't know, I haven't seen them in years, but I saw them once and then I saw them like 5 years later. I'm like, I think this is a whole different cast of people in this band.
It's like
More of an
Menudo.
idea.
It's like
yeah,
Menudo.
well, I think they just get people, whoever they can get, and they bring them in and they have a core group.
As a
hate
quick
when
aside,
Menudo-
we'll change their name to MDO.
Thank you. As a quick aside, what's the hit Menudo song? I remember growing up having the Menudo record.
Menudo,
That's the
you
one.
Eat it.
Soup.
It's soup.
Thank you, Kevin. Kevin with his masterful musical stylings, picking up
soup.
time to drop in. I have no idea. I don't remember.
Did you have the Menudo album too, though? Like,
No, like I just know that like my cousins and my neighbors listened to Menudo back in the day.
What, Tim?
I have no idea what the fuck Menudo is.
Can you look at Menudo?
is like,
Melissa Menudo?
Menudo is a boy band.
It's
they're,
like
they're a
DeBarge.
Mexican boy band, but they
Do they do the
they
ketchup
rotate
song?
a cast. They rotate cast.
Yeah,
They've
if you
been
got
around
too old,
since,
they kicked you out.
They've been around since like the 80s and shit.
What?
I don't even know if they're still around. But they changed their name to MDO.
Oh my god. These fuckers.
Yeah, so
like,
they-
what was their
That's
big song?
MDO. Yeah, no, I can't remember what Menudo song I would have cared about.
Kevin and his search results. His perfect
All right,
search
top song
results.
is Claridad. Oh, hold on, I'm gonna play it.
That's it, Kevin.
Ricky Martin was in there?
There we
Yeah.
go. Yeah. We're probably gonna get fucking.
No,
Dude,
Menudo. They
Andy, is this doing shit for you? Because this is doing shit for me.
I
don't
never,
know.
I never loved
I
Menudo.
get it.
Menudo's
The
al-
food.
So Menudo, the
The
food.
food.
I mean, even the band too, I guess.
Well, you must have loved him because you knew about him. You know what I mean? It's a cultural
not- that's
thing.
not how it
Yeah, I guess
works.
so.
Sweeping the nation.
That's not how it
Menudo,
works.
the food is the food that you
God
would.
damn, those are some tight high pants.
Show him, Kevin.
Holy shit. Why are they so high? Well, that homie in the middle, dude, you gotta pull those down just a little bit, bro. That's
I
gonna,
swear
that's
they
gonna-
were
Guy on the right.
Which
I
one?
swear they recruit like Menudo kids, whether you're like 6 years old or 18. Like,
Which one's
yeah,
Ricky
so
Martin?
they're just a band that changes
Scroll
through
down
the
one.
decades.
There you go. And this that one over there at the end with them and the headbands and the purple. I think that's the album I had growing up. The one, that guy right there. That's what I had. That's what little
Reaching
Greg.
out.
That's what little Greg had in his record player.
Yo,
back
they
then.
all
what's
look like
going
AC
on with
Slater.
their-
It's great.
Do they have just like
Macho
Bandages,
Man?
It looks really
Oh
cool.
no, bro, that was to keep the heat in. You know what I mean? That was to make sure your muscles didn't get too big.
Wow.
We all
Kevin,
had to
keep
wear
the
those
heat in.
names.
Can you
Got
Google
it.
MDO Menudo just to see like the new version of it? Like just type in the letters MDO.
Mark
yeah,
Anthony?
I got it.
Mark Anthony. Hell yeah.
Shit, man.
Yeah. See, when they kind of
See?
came back, they did like an LFO
Jesus,
type of.
this
that
is
looks-
wow.
That is the
Somebody-
Halo font.
So late.
Somebody who's it was.
You go back to that first one, Kevin. That is straight up like really bad PS1 game font.
That's one of those logos that someone designed. They're like, it's current, it's now, it's great,
Yeah.
and then the next day you're like, oh no,
Yeah, why
that's
did I
a
do
terrible
that?
logo. Why did
Yeah.
we do that?
Anyway, that's a Menudo.
Menudo.
But Menudo's the food that you would always get at a funeral or a wedding. That's it. Only those two things. Maybe a quinceañera.
I feel like also restaurants on a Sunday.
Oh, really?
always
I
got
guess.
the
Yeah, I
Menudo.
guess I wasn't used to that.
It's
It was
like
just one of those
it's
rare
like
foods.
it's like pasta fagioli. Like it's just like
It's a special kind of occasion.
Then it's not like pasta
No?
fagioli.
Okay.
Pasta fagioli is like the most served thing.
Because I know
I've ever
how
had.
hard it is. Like it's a difficult procedure to make it. So it's one of those things where like
Yeah,
the
we're-
person
I'm way
making
off.
it
This
is
right here,
like
look at
fucking
that.
starts at
Wait,
like
no.
3 a.m. or whatever.
Yeah, with the celery or with the
Are
The
those corn, are those
hominy-
corn nuts?
no, that's onion pieces.
And the little
And-
round
and
things
what
are
is-
hominies.
What's a hominy?
That's a great question.
Great.
But my
It's when
brother
your
always
It's
thought it
like
was called.
giant
above you.
corn. It's like
My brother always thought it was
stupid
called alimony.
It's stupid corn or super corn?
stupid corn.
Super corn.
It has like the wrong texture. It's like like breaks down more than it should.
Yeah.
Is it a
Right?
chickpea?
That's unfortunate.
It might. Yeah, it might be a. No, you know
A
what?
garbanzo bean?
No, it's
No,
just
it's
it's
corn.
giant
It's like mega corn.
It's like mega corn.
It's maize. When it gets that big, they call it maize.
No, I think.
What is
all
the difference between
maize
maize and corn?
Maize is sweeter, isn't it?
I don't know. You only talk about it when the Indians
call
brought
it
it to
maize
sweet corn.
Thanksgiving.
No,
No.
it's the same,
thing.
shit.
It's the
You
same
call it
thing.
maíz because it's like
Yeah.
you ask for like a corn tortilla or a tortilla de maíz, just because it's like the same word, right? It's
different
right,
varietal.
Kev?
Yeah.
Yeah. When I was back in Austin, obviously when I was back in Texas, period, I was just binge eating. Holy shit, dude.
You got to.
The amount of food that I ate in this goddamn state.
You got fit for RTX, and then you said, screw
I got
it.
fat after RTX, yeah. Dude. So, yeah.
That shit's fucked up. I'm looking at Hominy right now.
It looks like
I
corn
told you it's stupid.
It looks
corn.
like somebody.
Cornet.
I don't know what a
Yeah, I
cornet
think it
is,
might be a
guess.
cornet.
You
Yeah,
know what
you're
a
right.
cornet is? What are you talking about?
I mean, I know the name. I know people are like, I like corn nuts.
Dried out corn.
It's
But, like,
actually pretty
I
good.
don't- yeah, thank you. You know what I mean? I don't know what the fuck a cornet is.
Anyway, dude. So, Via 313. Let's just talk real quick about
I'd love to know what that tastes like one day.
You didn't go?
No, I went to a fucking IHOP instead.
God damn it, Nick. Oh, my God.
Danielle went
dumb.
to an IHOP.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
I went 2 days.
Honestly,
I
it
went
was a
2 days in a
finale.
row.
Yeah, I know.
That was
Thanks,
disgusting.
Thank you for the text. You know how much I wanted.
You weren't even
this.
there. You were
Thank
gone
you.
already.
Thank you for the text, or just thinking about me.
You
Your
were
co-host
gone
on
already.
the
This was 4 or 5 days after you had left.
Could have brought some home.
So on Thursday, I go by myself, right? And
Yeah.
I'm just like, it was one of those things where I don't want to invite people because I feel like I'm inconveniencing them.
Sure, yeah.
You know, like, oh, Andy's
Nobody
here. I
wants
gotta
to
go
hang out
out.
with Andy.
I gotta go
Yeah,
out, you know?
Yeah, I hate that.
So I go to the one on Rainy, and the one on Rainy Street is basically like a food truck in this nice
back of the bar.
little, yeah. But
That's where I went on Friday,
yeah.
maybe Saturday.
That's the one we went to, right?
No, we went to the one on the east side near Violet Crown,
But it was
which
the
is
same
like
idea,
that bar.
right? Little
Same
truck
idea,
next to
yeah.
the bar.
But this is kind of like, it feels a little bit more homey or whatever. And you walk in, it's like really nice, like trees are covering you and shit like that. So I go up and
A lot of
order.
string lights, I imagine.
I go up and order, and it's delicious or whatever. Oh, I haven't eaten yet. Let me backtrack. I'm sitting at the table.
Yeah.
Imagine this. I'm sitting at the table.
In
I'm waiting.
walks
It's
back.
nighttime. And then in the corner of my eye, Greg, can you describe what I'm about to do?
Sure. In the corner of
Can you
his
describe
eye,
what I'm about to do?
Andy gets off of his chair.
No, I'm still sitting.
Oh, I'm you. I'm you now. I'm sorry, everybody. I'm Andy. I like music. All right, so then
You're looking straight.
I'm looking straight ahead,
And
and suddenly in the corner of my eye, I see a human being scuttering around on the ground, coming at me.
You see something crawling.
What looked like a human
Is it a
being in a
possum?
bomber jacket.
Immediate thought, you got a little cat around here. I look down, a little fucking raccoon.
Inside?
Oh shit!
Like,
stinky.
but like it's outdoors still.
This is the
okay.
thing. It's not. Yeah, it's a
yeah.
fenced
Rainy
in
Street.
back.
You've been to Rainy Street.
Little
Yeah.
raccoon, like, and then all of a sudden the employee, and I'm like, it's so close to me. It's like right the fuck here.
Yeah.
I'm looking down and I'm kind of like,
What do I do?
I don't feel shocked. I'm just like, that's a raccoon.
Do you not remember the Grandma Miller story? Come on.
And then
Put a
the
box on
coworker
it.
immediately like, hey, get out of here, go. And it kind of like scurries away. And I was like, and everybody around me was like, this is a little raccoon right there. It was so cute. 30 seconds go by. Underneath the food truck, there's like 6 fucking raccoons.
Oh my God.
And I swear to Christ,
They all run out.
They're the most like fucking stereotypical raccoons. They walk out
What does that
and they,
mean?
You're saying racist shit. They're sitting there. They
like
having food.
they're doing the
They're
hand
putting their
thing
thing
that
in
you
the
see in
possum?
every GIF and video, and they're like,
Yeah,
like,
these are
going
fat
to
ass
every-
pizza eating
they're going
raccoons.
to every table doing that. And I like to imagine they had like an English accent. Is
Yeah.
maybe
Oh,
like,
governor,
"Sir,
guys,
can
come
I have
on.
s- can I have a slice of pizza, sir?" They were so fucking
Rahul.
cute, and all of them are doing like this whole little thing.
They're just like, I just sweep your chimney for a slice of pizza.
And there were so many customers that wanted to like.
Sure.
They kind of waited.
No, they were like,
and the
"Don't do
employees
it."
are like, guys, please don't give them food.
don't.
They
Like,
fucking
give food. That
carry
keep going back.
rabies. These are monsters. Be
But
careful.
they were all
They have
so
chlamydia,
fucking like none
like
of
the
them were
koalas.
aggressive. They were so cute, dude. It was like almost like seeing a pigeon out here, where they're not phased by humans. They're just kind of like, like,
What would you do if the next thing Andy was
Oh
like,
my
so I wanted to introduce you guys to, and just
Yeah.
takes it. He's like, I brought one home with me. It's like,
Dude, very similar to koalas. If you could domesticate a small raccoon,
Oh, it'd be
oh,
great.
get out
fuck
of here!
it, you kidding me?
In a heartbeat.
What a jam.
My
What a
zipper
jam.
went down.
Because that's the problem with raccoons and their whole bacon thing is like they're one step away from being human. Because if they could just start talking on top
Oh,
of
that'd be
using it and
awesome to
washing
hang
their
out with.
fucking like you're fucking right there. But instead you're just like and they bite you. You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
Yeah, they'd be
No,
cool.
but
They can't
I didn't
express
get the
themselves.
vibe from any. There was no danger.
But they
There was
turn.
no-
They're wild animals. They'll turn on you in
Any
an
second,
instant.
man.
You
No,
give it
but-
to them, they eat it, and they scratch you when they get out.
I think they've just been around people enough to
They're-
where they.
You'd like to
know.
think so, but I'm telling you, 1 minute that raccoon's gonna bite somebody.
They were
That's
so
over.
cute.
Via 313.
I didn't want them to go away. I was kind of pissed off the employees were shooting them away.
Sure.
Because I just wanted to keep looking at them, do their thing,
Yeah,
Sure.
they attack people.
do their begging
Yeah, they're
thing.
scary.
Nick and I were driving a couple days ago, and all around the neighborhood, there's these
All
signs
around the
for a
neighborhood.
lost dog.
Sure.
Yeah.
Don't
And-
approach.
And it's like literally, it's this, like, lost dog. Don't
around the
approach.
neighborhood.
Don't call for. Don't chase.
Oh, I saw that.
Don't,
Don't pick
whistle. Don't want to. It's this list of things not to do. It's like, what do you want us to do then?
Threaten it with a knife.
But it's at this point, if your dog can't handle any of that stuff, it's
Darwinism.
It's got to die.
It's just weird. I just
It's
like I really
survival
don't
of the
understand
fittest
what
at
they
this
want
point.
us to do.
Call them.
But like,
put in a
what? We
report.
can't
I've
chase the
got eyes
dog.
on the-
So
Hey,
the
we
dog
got
has to
eyes.
literally, the dog has to literally stand there, and you can't look at it. It said don't make eye contact. So the dog has to be over in your peripherals.
Don't let it hear you call us.
You can't. You have to pretend like it's not there. It has to not see
Remember my
you.
phone number.
Yeah.
Call me if you see it and do this thing. Yeah?
Oh, forget
Sit
about
down.
it.
But did
crisscross
that ever
applesauce.
become like a mission to you? Like, did that become like a mission? Like, you're gonna find that fucking
No,
dog?
I don't
Me
think
and
dog
Nick
gets-
talked shit about it for a
It's
second, then we got
hilarious.
Chipotle.
Dude,
What kind of
Jen and I
idiot
were
would do
a
this?
couple weekends ago. Jen and I were walking in Golden Gate Park, and we ran across a very sad, like, loose leaf piece of paper taped to a stump, and it was just like, "I've lost my keys. If you find them, call this number." And I wrote down the number, and then like by the end of our walk through Golden Gate Park, my eyes were throbbing because I was just like fucking Terminator scanning the phone. I'm like, I want to find this guy's keys. I'm gonna find his
But
keys.
here's my question to you: do you think he found the keys and just didn't take down the note?
No, I think it's just. I honestly thought about calling and asking for specifics
Like, I'm
because there's
here.
many trails in Golden Gate. It's like,
Right.
give me a hint as to where you were. I don't want to just like wander the entire
It's a
park.
Blair Witch Project shit,
Did
man.
you ever get off the track? Did you stretch on a stump? You know what I mean? Like,
No,
let
at that
me
point,
know
just
where
make-
you went so I can try to trace back.
That's why
then.
God made fanny packs. You put the shit in the fanny pack, zip it up. You don't have
Again,
that
last
problem.
weekend, of course, or 2 weekends ago now, I wore the RTX fanny pack, right?
Infamously.
It's
You loved
part.
it.
I had my Natty Light shorts, the dinosaur and Dayglow
City of
fanny
Austin's
pack.
still talking about it.
I'll have you know, this weekend I wore it non-ironically, where I was like, that was just a great thing, and I'm gonna go
was
play
fun.
Pokemon Go for 9 hours in the park, so I'm gonna take this with me.
Over the weekend, I popped up to Napa with the missus. We were rolling around. We went and sat by a pool. We you like to go up there and sit by a pool. And I round a corner. Peacocks.
Okay.
Oh, shit.
Terrifying.
Oh, sure.
Bigger than you think.
Yeah.
And I was like, are you guys aware
Did you want to
that
get a
there's
pizza?
peacocks here? And the people are like, yeah. They live on a ranch like nearby, and they just kind of wander over. They're harmless. And
They
I was
just
like,
moved in. They're from.
and I look over, and the fucking peacock, they call it peacocking for a reason, because the peacock looked at me and then went, like it did the thing
Like
from
the
fucking
dinosaur.
Jurassic
Jurassic
Park.
Park.
And then I was like, is he gonna spit fucking shit into my eye? I'm gonna roll down a hill and I'm gonna die. And
Mud. Mud
yeah,
everywhere.
it was terrifying. It was terrifying.
Dots,
Yeah.
Nick, we got dots in here.
Yeah.
Nick,
Yeah.
you have a choice for Greg Miller stories from this weekend.
Okay.
First off, not a story from this weekend.
Choose your adventure.
Yeah, Square Pie, guys. Open tomorrow on Tuesday. I talked to you about it.
Fantastic.
Finally open fully. Did the soft launch. It's Detroit style pizza, similar to Via 313. Personally, I think Via 313 is still god tier, but this is awesome. It's the best Detroit style pizza I've had in San Francisco. I think I need to explore the menu more. I think it can compete. But amazing.
not that good.
And the wings are fucking amazing. The wings are some of the best
Oh,
wings
good.
I've ever had. Yeah.
Good to
Anyways,
know.
So this place is better than Patchy's?
well, very different kind of pizza. But right now, if you were like, hey, Greg, you can only have one the rest of your life, I would say Square Pie, guys.
Well,
Yeah, but you don't love
High price.
cheese that much.
It's true. I mean, I like it, but I also ate it for like every other meal for 3 years straight. So like, I've had a lot of Pachis.
That's fair.
You get a choice.
Yeah.
2 Greg Miller stories for you. Super weird.
That one.
Hold on, you guys are both good. Super weird dinner party.
Okay.
Second greatest fear of my life come to realization.
I feel like I'm taking it.
Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, yesterday, well, I guess Saturday night or whatever, Jen and I were out having a great time. We played Pokemon Go all day long. Then we went out and we went to Bobby the Butcher's birthday, or Bobby the Easter Bunny, you know him as
Yeah,
better.
Bobby the Butcher,
He
yeah.
had a birthday party at Folsom Street Foundry. You remember the Easter Bunny video we watched a long time ago on the
Yeah.
morning show?
Yeah.
He had a birthday party, raising money for the family house as usual. Then we went and saw Child's Play. Child's Play the movie.
Yeah, I saw you tweeting about that.
Thanks A-list, right? Where I would never ever pay to see this movie, but I'm like, we're downtown, let's see a movie. We went and saw it. Again, I went in with 0 expectations. I enjoyed myself. It's a horror movie.
Yeah.
Sure. I mean, I would, if you're a horror movie fan, sure, check it out. Probably when it comes to, you have to run to the theater to get it, you know what I mean? Afterwards, then we went and got some food, went and kept drinking and got really drunk. Somewhere in there, though, we made a decision of, let's get a zip car tomorrow, Sunday, and then go to Target. And then Jen was excited that they redesigned the Pacifica Taco Bell, right? It's a cantina now, plus it's just a, if you're not familiar, the Pacifica,
The world's fanciest taco Bell.
it's famous. It's on the beach. It backs right up to the beach. You can walk up with your sandy feet and order from a little window outside and stuff, but it's right there on the beach. It's gorgeous.
That's
better
all the
than
Taco
Santa
Bell, the
burritos.
classic Taco Bell you know and love.
Yeah, exactly.
Nothing better, nothing worse.
Exactly. So now it's the cantina. So now it's even more popular than it was before. So we were like, let's do this. It'll be great. We'll go to Target. We'll do a bunch of other shit. Great. Got in the car. This is a big deal if you need to know for people in San Francisco that don't go to the burbs ever, let alone don't have a car. So we went down there, did a Target run, walked around Target, acted like a bunch of morons. Then we went to the Pacifica Taco Bell, got there, insanely crowded. Insanely fucking crowded, of course. It's already crowded because it's the fanciest Taco Bell. Now it's a cantina, so everybody and their mother wants to go there. Whatever. We lined up. We got there, ordered the food. 40 minutes later, the food was finally ready. But again, I was playing Pokemon Go, and because it's a cantina, I had a beer, so what do I care? I was just hanging out, having a good time. Then Jen says the words I never like to fucking hear.
Oh, God.
But I was
Terrorists. I just put my pants.
Jen says, hey, turns to me and Lucy. We're both playing Pokemon Go. Since we're all just playing Pokemon Go, do you want to go on a little bit of a hike? And like, cause outside, there's the beach, which is very beautiful, and then there's like bluff up there. And we're like,
big ass mountains.
And me and Lucy are like, yeah, sure, whatever, playing Pokemon Go. We don't
Hard
care.
pass, hard
We'll
pass.
get to walk the steps in, hatch some eggs, have
Maybe
a good
get
time.
some rare shit. Yeah.
Exactly. So we're walking up. We're all, there's a path. We're off the path.
Might be a Beetleborg up there.
We're doing the whole thing. We pass a gym full of clowns, and I'm like, do you want to just clown these people out? And they're like, we'll get on the way back. I'm like, all right, fine, whatever. Go up there. And we actually start having a conversation about how much we like San Francisco, right? The climate, all this different stuff. And when we're talking about climate, I'm like, oh yeah, it's the city, San Francisco. There's no bugs. A big benefit of being in the city proper, right? There's no bugs around here, right? And literally, as we were talking about this, I look at Jen's leg from behind, of course.
Hot.
I do exactly. And I'm like, oh, but you actually have a spider on you. And so I go over there and I go to brush the spider off, and I'm like, oh no, it's a tick.
Oh no.
There's a tick on you. And so she's like, all right, and I brush it off her, and I'm already starting to panic. This is because, I don't know if you know, Lyme disease is my second greatest fear. Number one is cancer coming back. Number two is Lyme disease. I covered for 7 months a fucking Lyme disease support group in Missouri.
It's terrifying.
And the stories of these motherfuckers, the guy who had to wear Eradicator like sunglasses and couldn't go outside and had to felt out his curtains, and like other people who couldn't be awake for more than 3 hours. I was like, if I ever get Lyme disease, I'm blowing my fucking brains out. Like, I'm not going to deal with this.
I'm just thinking of twang right now, Kevin.
I don't get it.
Lime.
Oh, lime. Sorry. Okay, cool. I'm thinking of L-Y.
How do you spell- it's spelled
L-Y-M-E.
differently.
Yeah.
Didn't know that. Didn't
So
know that.
I brush it off her, and then I look down, and there's one on me, and I brush that off, and Jen's like, well, maybe it just blew back on you, blah, 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 blah. And I'm starting to panic. And sure enough, there's another one on my leg.
no.
I brush that shit off, and I'm
Jesus
like,
Christ.
we need to go now.
How many
Like,
ticks
we
are
need to
there?
get the fuck out now. And like, Jen and Lucy are like, oh, yeah, this sucks. I'm like, no, we need to. And Jen later said to me at home, hours later, it's the most panic she's ever seen in me. It did not know what to do. Because I'm like, we need to go. And I'm like, it's my second greatest fear. So like, all right, we're going to go this way. And we went a different way because clearly the way we just came from fucking infested with ticks. I'm not going back that way.
qualification of second. Like, I love that that's part of the story.
I'm letting you know how high in the Greg Miller
Yeah.
threat indicator this is. I would much rather fight someone barefoot in the street. You understand? And so I'm like, all right, cool. We got to fucking. We start going off the other way, and we're like, oh, we passed other people. And Jen's like, oh, there's ticks over there. Oh, okay. And we get over there. And it's like there's a actually paved path over there. That's what we need to get to. And we go all the way over there, and there's just a field of tall grass between us. And it's like
the ultimate Pokemon Go challenge.
You can't
it
do
cuts
this.
and Jen's got Greg on her shoulders. And she's just like, it's fine. It's going to be okay.
Now, BT dubs, by this point, I've already tucked my pants into my socks and pulled them up,
Yeah,
right?
you gotta do that.
Like, I'm there, I'm like, arms out. Meanwhile,
when you say you
Lucy's
brushed-
got her ankles exposed.
Yeah, I was gonna
It's
say,
just
when
like,
you
oh.
say you brushed it off your leg, those
I'm
were
wearing-
jeans.
I'm wearing pants. Yeah,
Okay,
I'm wearing
so they
slacks.
weren't going to get through the slacks.
No. But it was that thing of like, okay, cool. And so then it's just like very cautiously, carefully going back. Jen's still trying to keep. It's very much like I feel I'm having flashbacks to when my mom would try to tell me everything's okay as a kid. She's like, well, it wasn't that. And Jen's like, it could have been the same tick. It could have. And I'm like, the patterns on their backs were not the same. All right,
Jesus.
you didn't see them, Jen.
You don't know.
Get me
They're out
to
there.
the fucking car.
out
All
there.
right.
When
And
you
like-
say paved path, what are we talking? Like,
Oh, forget the paved path. We never made it. We had to
got
double
it.
back, and now we're walking through it, and we're doing I'm doing this thing with my rolled up, my socks tucked in. Like I'm not touching any tall grass.
I would have ran and left them back.
I'm not
left them
fucking
behind.
dealing with this for a goddamn second.
It's one of those things where it's like a zombie apocalypse, right? If your friends don't believe you, leave them behind.
Exactly. Oh no,
Guys,
oh my god.
Walking Dead. God, you're crazy. You're too drunk. You know what? Fuck you. You deserve to die. You didn't
I
believe
like
me.
where your head's at, and I want you to keep that in mind.
I'm doing a search for Pacifica ticks. There are a ton of articles that are just tick season survival guide.
Wow.
Like,
Dude,
this is a real
This ain't no
epidemic
joke.
here.
These things will fucking kill you. They'll ruin your life, Tim.
Yeah.
Wait, so what?
Imagine if you couldn't go out in the sunlight, Tim. Imagine if you went out in the sunlight and had an immediate
Really tick
reaction.
me off.
If I'm not mistaken, when I went through my pop punk phase
Real good.
earlier this year, you guys remember that?
I do remember your pop
I
punk
looked
phase.
up whatever happened to Avril Lavigne, and I think she had Lyme disease. and it took her out of her career for a while.
Told you. I ain't going down like
I could be wrong about that, but
I ain't going down like Avril Lavigne, all right?
What do ticks and limes have to do with each other?
Ticks carry Lyme disease.
Lyme. It's not a Lyme like when you do in your twang.
Right.
Lyme is your little lemon time.
The ticks get in there.
Cut it in half,
your
take a
blood.
little bite. You're like,
Delicious.
Rub it on your
So we get down. I'm doing the tick checks. I'm looking over everything. I'm fine. I seem okay.
Did you at any point when you guys were done, did you go, we all have to now disrobe and check each other out? Just like the
that was
amazing
very much
scene.
my plan for me and Jen, and I was like, Lucy, fuck you, you're on your own. I don't have time.
It was
You know
like
what I mean?
there's a great scene in Star Trek Enterprise where the captain and Jolene Blaylock and one of the other people all have to check each other out and make sure they're like rubbing stuff on each other.
Yeah.
Just wanted to tell you guys about that.
Cool.
Yeah.
So
Great scene.
we get back to the car.
Scott Bakula.
It's a thing. We've all checked out. We've all done glances at each other clothed. You know what I mean? In the Pacifica Taco Bell parking lot. It's like, okay. Well, all right, well, it's fine. We've calmed down a bit. I've settled down a bit. Like, can we finish the adventure, which was, of course, the Target run, which now we have a whole bunch of shit in the back of the car for Target. And then, like, they wanted to go to the plant center. Jen's obsessed with this fucking plant center, the Sloat Plant Center, right? She loves it. Loves getting plants, loves hanging out there.
Yeah.
Somehow sold fucking Lucy on this idea, getting Lucy a plant for her room.
Do plants have
Whatever.
ticks?
No. God, no.
I
Jesus
thought this
Christ.
continued. Then we
got
brought
the
them
plant
into our home.
50 ticks.
So then
open the taco. Nothing but ticks.
we get to Sloat and Plant Center. I'm at least excited that Jen has a partner in crime here, right? Because I hate the Plant Center. I don't like doing it, but I have to do it if it's one-on-one. Her and Lucy, I just sit in the chair like, you know, your dad when you go to the toy store, or like when your wife
nice.
goes to the
Dad, look at this.
any store.
That's nice.
Exactly. And
Yeah.
I'm just sitting there playing
They're
Pokemon Go.
playing in the dirt.
Breathing a sigh of relief. I've survived the ticks. No ticks got me. I don't think. I need to do a check, obviously, when I get home. I'm not ready for this. You know what I mean? And I'm sitting there, and they're mingling around, doing their whole thing, blah, blah, blah. And, like, you understand, you see a spider in your house. You spider in your bed or some shit like that. The rest of the time, you're doing this kind of thing. You're like, ugh, I feel creepy.
you feel.
So I'm just doing that
Your
nonstop.
hair brushes against its other hair.
I'm sure people are coming and going, seeing me rubbing myself all sexy like in this this
beautiful.
lounge. Also, like $300 for this like fucking plastic garden chair. Get the fuck out of here, Sloat Plant Center. I digress.
The elements.
But I'm rubbing myself and I'm doing the whole thing, and I'm catching Pokemon. I'm having a great time. I dropped a lure. I'm just cleaning up over it. And so Jen and Lucy come over. They're like, all right, they're debating on, oh, we're gonna get this plant, we're gonna get that plant. And I'm like, yeah, sure, still doing it. And I do that thing, and I'm like, no, it can't be. And I'm talking to Jen. I literally pick it like this, right? And go like this and drop. And there's a tick that falls in my hand that was crawling up my chest of the shirt. And literally I go, are you fucking kidding me? And they both stop talking. And I throw it on the ground, and Jen stomps on it. And I'm like, I'm going. I'm getting in an Uber. I'm leaving. I need to get home. I need to get home. And this might actually be the panic part, what Jen was talking about later. And she's like, no, we can go right now. Let's just go right now. Like, fine, fuck. And like, they wheel the stuff over to the plant lane. And I'm like, I'm going to go to the bathroom. I'm going to the bathroom. And she's like, well, first off, immediately think I start taking my shirt off in the Plant Center. And Jen's like, no, honey, we can do that when we get home. Do that when we get home. And I'm like, fine, fuck. I can't even put sentences together. I'm just so I'm
You're panicked.
Just say
it's
it. You're
panic.
ticked off. Just say
I'm
it.
ticked
You're
off.
freaked out.
And so we get over there, and like they go to check out, and I immediately beeline to the bathroom. And Jen's like, "You have the key to the." I'm like, "I'll be back." And I just went to the bathroom. I take off my shirt. And I'm like doing the weird poses and stuff because like this fucking tick. What a dickhead. You know what I mean? Tickhead. Where was he chilling, right? Now, thank God he didn't bite me, this fucking dumbass bastard.
Should have
You know what
uploaded
I
a
mean?
video on TikTok.
It's fucking, that's good too. You're on it. But he's crawling, you know, you figure he must have been on the outside of the pants in a crease I didn't see, I guess. And I thought I checked myself pretty thoroughly, but whatever. And then he crawled up and then got underneath the shirt at someone and then kept crawling. Where was he going to bite
That's
me?
a real bitch move.
But now, granted, you've seen the chest.
Yeah.
There's a lot of chesters. So you can imagine he doesn't know what he's doing.
He got stuck in the jungle.
He got lost in the dark
he's like,
forest
oh
there.
shit, I'm back in the long, tall grasses.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
He's home.
Home.
But we get back in the car, and now there is I am not coming down. All right, I am up here on panic level threshold. I'm fucking.
How much are they making fun of you? Like I imagine.
Oh,
Jen's
no,
in
no,
panic
no,
mode.
no,
What about
no,
Lucy,
no,
though?
no,
She
no,
laughing
no,
with
no,
that accent?
I gotta
no,
imagine it's
no,
at the
no.
point where they understand how serious you are, or they've understood for a while.
Yeah, they understood the first time. Haha, we dodged a bullet. Okay. And then we talked about how much ticks suck. Not like nobody was making fun of me or my reactions to it. Tuck in your socks, great, or tuck in your pants. That's a great idea. That's a free piece of advice from Greg Miller, all right? You can go find the old Columbia Daily Tribune article I wrote about ticks. There's a whole bunch of other pieces of advice in there. Then, like, the freak out in the store, I think, finally at least drove it home to them that these things are evil bastards, all right? And that I'm not making it up. You know, look me in the fucking face, Jen, and tell me it's the same fucking tick again? You're telling me the tick we knocked down 3 times that you say is the same one every
Different
time?
tick, resilient.
Trust me, this motherfucker is not the same tick. All right,
Him and his
we
whole
are
family.
being assaulted by ticks right now, ladies and gentlemen. They are chasing us to the ends of the earth. All right? So climb back in the car, and it's just dead silent.
Real quick though, don't go look for those articles quite yet. Like, just keep watching the podcast. Don't.
Oh
look
sure,
for the
yeah. And
Colombian-
also the Tribune, like, dude, their old search function's so busted. You have to go through the old timey archive thing. It's a pain in the ass. Don't worry about it. Anyways, though, we're back in the car though. Dead silence. No, like everyone understands that we are at nuclear threat level, and I'm about to fucking rip off my clothes and just be naked in the streets of San Francisco. Nobody cares.
So wait, hold on. To go back, how were you this?
Dude, this is a conversation
Overtaken by
we
the
had
ticks?
before the plant center, and then after later on at night. You know what I mean? When everything's chilled out, and we're having dinner. Is like the conversation we keep coming back to is, how did this fucking happen?
Because the
We did
area,
it.
if I'm thinking of the same area, it's like
Just that bluff right next to
just
Taco Bell.
walk up. You're not walking through bushes. There are many paths. that
Exactly,
you're
and there's
kinda-
a little bit of tall grass hanging over, but it's not.
You must have like brushed onto something that had ticks.
pure
in it.
ticks.
Yeah.
What I thought was a rock was just one
Just a
giant
pure
tick.
ball of
It's just
ticks.
collection of ticks.
Ticks, yeah.
That
You know
shit's
what I mean?
scary, man.
Oh, we're not done yet.
Oh no.
So we're
You
coming
found one-
home
please
and
tell
we're
me you
all
found one in
freaking
an
out
orifice.
and we're just dying. Or I'm dying. Everybody else is just like freaked out. The Greg's this freaked
Portillo
out.
turns around. He's
2 tick eyes.
You turn the TV on, the ticks on. You're like, what the fuck?
So like literally everybody, we're surviving a mini 9/11 here. All right, these are terrorists.
Someone
These
say
are
this-
terrorists
Someone say this is
attacking
worse.
the tallest building in the Miller household.
Yeah,
you know what I
very
mean?
different.
Yeah, inside job.
And so we're riding up with the zip car, and Jen finally broaches the thing on top of the. She knows how upset I am. You can just tell, obviously, I'm radiating anger and terror. And she broaches the thing of like, cool. There's a lot of stuff to carry upstairs. Can you get the plants up and then come back? I'm like, fine. And then she's like, but can you also bring back the Goodwill stuff we were gonna do? I'm like, fine, all right, whatever. So I go up there and I put everything down and get the Goodwill bags. I go back and put it down in the car. She goes to drop that off. I take first shift and I'm like, Lucy, just you do your thing, and you put all your clothes in the washing machine. Shut the door nice and tight. I'm gonna go in there, stuff all my clothes in a trash bag. I'm gonna take a shower. Blah, blah, blah.
Picture you walking like
exactly.
Just
So I do
fucking get the
I do that
flamethrower.
thing where I'm not gonna take off anything, obviously, in like the common areas, right? So I do the high toe steps like this because I don't want my full foot to hit any of the carpet. You know what I mean?
that's way more impact.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I'm lessening the impact of it. I get into the bathroom, right? I tear up the bath mat, toss that in the bathtub. There's some clothes on the ground of the bathroom, toss that in the bathtub. I'm trying to everything that's safe, put in the bathtub, right? Then also just white floors. So if there's any of these little pricks that drop down,
Prick ticks.
I'm gonna be able to see them, right? And so then I start disrobing. I'm shaking everything out. I'm doing all this stuff. Take off the shoes. Of course, the shoes fill with sand because we had to walk on the fucking beach. So I'm shaking shoe shit out. No ticks. Everything's looking good, right? All the clothes stuffed into the garbage bag. Garbage bag nice and tight. Shoes, stuff them in a garbage bag. Nice and tight, right? I'm naked now, right?
burn them all.
I'm naked, of course. So I'm doing this, I'm doing that. Look at myself in the mirror or whatever. Walk into the hallway with like the mirrors on the side. Bend over, look through my legs, looking right at my asshole. Because I'll be damned if one of these ticks is getting into my asshole or my back of my balls.
It's the most obvious place.
God forbid my wife would have let go of the Goodwill shit. They didn't need our help today. We needed help, all right?
Yeah.
All right.
Could have called them. Come over, help me out.
God
It's
forbid.
called Goodwill.
God forbid my wife's there looking at the back of my ball sack and my asshole.
Looking
But I'll do
directly
it.
into me.
I'll take one for the team, and I'm there, and I'm doing the hairline. I'm like, good. Shower, come out, good. Everything's fine. Floor, no ticks, good. Come out, get dressed or whatever again. Like, and I've been violated here, not only by my own eyes and fingers, but now just by the ticks. You know what I mean? Like, to digress, here's what happened. Earlier in the week on Pokemon Go Saturday, we were just wandering around. We were cutting through the park at one point, and we came upon a family. And if I'm lying, I'm dying, Tim. This kid, there's like 3 kids. They're all crying. Mom and dad are there. Dad's on the phone. And one of the kids screams, "But now we have nothing!" Right? And what had happened, we come over, and it's the back window smashed out of their car. San Francisco smash and grab, right? These must have been tourist people coming to Golden Gate Park, got there in a smash. And Jen and I start talking, and I'm like, I wish there was something I could do, but I understand as a kid, right, to get violated that way, you feels like your safe spot. Here I am staring into my own brown eye. I've been violated by these ticks, right, for what they've done to me. So I come out, and I got my hair all matted down and wet, and I'm there, and I'm like, whatever. Converse shoes, throw them away. Just right in the garbage chute. I'm not even going to bother with this, you know what I mean? My clothes very carefully into the washer, right?
I picture like in the movie Arrival, Arrival when they like come back after
you totally
meeting
got
the
it.
big aliens.
Yeah, just relax. Yeah, right. So then Jen comes back with the Goodwill didn't even take the clothes. They weren't even open. Like, this is a waste of everybody's time. The
throw
ticks
'em out.
could be inside of my wife now. She comes home.
Bad will.
Exactly. And she's like, all right, what do I do? And I'm like, go into the
fire,
bathroom,
man.
you take everything off there. There's nothing on the floor. Put it in trash bag, clean clothes. The stuff's in the wash, the bathtub. Don't worry about it. She's like, all right.
She's like, I'm not. Don't worry.
She goes in there, follows. She was very, again, it's one of those things where I love her, obviously, you know that, but I loved her in this moment where I understand that not many people are this freaked out. She was very much like, what do you need me to do?
Sure.
Tell me what your steps.
And you looked her in the eye and said, I'm going to bend over.
No. That's
Shove your
that's
arm
not-
up
You
there.
bend over, and I'm gonna bend over.
And
We're
she
gonna
was
look into each other.
she was in like those like running tights. You know what I mean? I wasn't worried about her brown eye. She's fine. Everything's fine there. You know what I mean?
The leggings.
Exactly
Yeah.
that. Thank you very much. And so she went in there. She came back out. She's in clean clothes. I'm like, all right, cool. I'm like, where you left your? I went into the bathroom to get her garbage bag clothes. No garbage bag. I'm like, where is your garbage bag? And she's like, I put them in the tub like you said. I was like, no, the tub clothes were fine. Now all the tub clothes going into, I had to go get a big old recycling bag, all the tub clothes into the recycling thing, right? Do that. Now that bathroom, except for her shoes in the tub, which there's a question of what are we gonna do about these fuckers? You know what I mean? I don't even know. Because I can make the call to throw away a pair of Converse. I have like 9,000 Converse.
Do
Who
these
cares?
bags end up at Goodwill?
No, God. Are
That'd
you
be
kidding
amazing.
me? You think I would never wish this upon my worst enemy, all right? So anyways, everything in the recycling bag, just your shoes in there, no ticks. All right, fine, go out there. And then, put it in the thing, turn on the thing, start doing these loads of laundry. It's all taken care of. Of course, we're reading up on it on the internet. Jen's immediately on it. Turns out these are Lone Star ticks based on the colorings on their back. They're super aggressive. They're like, that's why they're like fucking ready to kill us. You know what I mean? It turns out, of course, that you can't kill them with water. It's the heat of the dryer that'll kill them. So like, great, we're baking their asses right now. You know what I mean? Fucking get them. That's what they get. Fuck them for trying to take us on. And like, we finally won the war. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
All missions complete. But then just like the fucking epilogue of any horror movie, you know
Yeah.
what I mean? Jen comes out of the bathroom 2 hours later. She's like, do you want to freak out? I'm like, no. She's like, come here. And there's a tick crawling up the wall next to the shower, one leg missing. So now, is this one of the ticks that we had already fought, who had then found his way to our house? Or was it just a tick with one leg that somehow got lost in a shoe or some shit, and then throw her shoes away, burn the whole fucking house down?
How did you sleep?
I'm never coming over to your house again.
No, because I'm pretty sure we got him at that point. You know what I mean? I was pretty thorough here in the examination. We vacuumed the house. You know what I
It's a
mean?
good setup for the sequel.
It is a good setup for the sequel.
Yeah.
Turns out that according to the internet, they can't live more than 24 hours without a food source or some kind. So it's like they're fine.
Can their food source be two giant human beings?
well, yeah, but I mean they'd have to get us. Porty's the most safe of all of us. Porty takes the pills that makes him totally
Yeah,
untasty.
dogs can.
Why can't you take the pill?
I thought about it last night. Good enough for the dog. Good enough for me. He's lived 14 years. That's all I need.
Yeah.
You know what I
You
mean?
got 2 bionic hips.
Fuck me though, man. These things were out. They had
Dude,
read
I'm
the
sorry.
article, and that's the other thing. If you
The
remember,
ticks?
if you remember the story back in the day when I've talked about this article I did for the Tribune before.
Yeah.
Where at the end of the reporting, literally like 3 days before it was supposed to post, I was at my desk working on something and felt something, and it was a fucking tick crawling up my arm. These motherfuckers have had it in for me since Missouri, and now they're trying to get me here. And I thought we were safe. I thought it's too cold for ticks here.
Yeah.
Turns out it's
Well,
not.
you brought
Burn
it
it all
into your
down.
house.
Well, yeah.
You brought this upon yourself and
You
your
left
family.
the killer in your house, yeah.
Okay, first off, don't put it on
That's
me.
like what I
Don't
imagined the
victim
plot of the
shame.
movie Crawl
Don't
is.
victim shame.
Yeah.
All right? I didn't ask these guys to crawl on me at the Pacifica Taco Bell.
Don't hike.
I agree. Thank you. That is definitely a
Pokemon
thing.
Go,
And then
Xanadu.
Jen, who
You're all
I love
excited
to
about
death,
Pokemon Go?
had the gall to say at the yesterday when it was like before we found the tick in the bathroom, but when we were already all clean, everything's fine. She like hugged me. She's like, I just hope this didn't ruin your day. And I was like, and I just laughed.
You're like, this
I was like, are you
ruined, like,
fucking kidding me?
literally, like,
You think there's a
I'm
chance
never going
today isn't
outside.
fucking ruined?
I was having a good year.
You think I'm not second guessing every decision that led me there, right? You don't think I should have been like, we should get a zip card. I should be like, nah, we should play video games all day on the couch. Bye,
They should,
babe.
we should get like a 5-part miniseries like Chernobyl about this, where it's just
Well, you
like,
will one day, I'm
what
sure.
What were the situations that led to this?
But the problem is this, though, just like Chernobyl, you don't know what the lasting effects are. So my issue with this is I would worry, do I have Lyme disease now?
Well, they didn't
And am
bat-
I
they
ever
didn't
going to
get
know?
me.
But
Why
you don't
are
know.
you doing this?
If
You
they
don't
had,
know.
no, if they had bit me, they would have embedded and sucked.
Maybe. Maybe.
I don't. Then
But
again,
Maybe
who
the
knows?
one with New
Maybe-
Age ticks, man. We don't know.
This is
These are San
how I
Francisco
work.
ticks. They were Pacifica ticks.
I'll think
they're
about this.
floozies. They bite and flee.
I don't think you're out of the woods until 6 to 8
They
months
ask
from
for
now.
consent first.
I mean,
Six-
there's no.
6 to 8 months from
There's
now.
no like you have like the red dot with the white circle.
You
if
have a
I
lot
get
of
it.
red dots on you, but you're
Well,
just
that's because
pasty.
my belt rubbing on my gut.
Yeah, you got a lot of pastiness to you.
Yeah. Oh, it's hot in here.
I'll tell you, man. I sympathize with you because I am a
It was a
paranoid
nightmare.
like that, and I would not be able to sleep. It would have been done.
What was the other story?
Weird dinner parties.
But before we tell you about the weird dinner party, let's have a word from our sponsor. Today we're brought to you by Quip. Packing your toiletries somehow always involves the delicate game of stacking and space hacking. And don't get us started on lotion exploding all over our DOP kit. I learned what a DOP kit is because of this ad. What's that, you say? What could fix all that? Why, it is the Quip electric toothbrush. They work on the road just like they do at home. The compact and wireless design tucks easily into the corner of your carry-on or your back pocket if you're just spending the night. Plus, the travel-ready cover protects your brush from sandy swimsuits and luggage slip-ups. And the 3-month battery life will last through the season, filled with weekend getaways. They're making it easier than ever to keep your teeth clean on the road. I'm making this part up. You know what I mean? Built-in 2-minute timers pulse every 30 seconds to remind you when to switch sides and help you clean your entire mouth evenly. Multi-use cover works as a stand, mounts to mirrors, and slides over your bristles to pack and protect your Quip on the go. Brush heads are automatically delivered on a dentist recommended schedule every 3 months for just $5. A friendly reminder when it's time to refresh and stay committed to your oral health. Of course, ladies and gentlemen, you know all of Kind of Funny loves their Quip toothbrushes. Tim lost his and then immediately ordered another one, the same exact one, black on black. I have mine. I love it. I'm taking it to San Diego Comic-Con this week, so of course I urge you to travel with yours as well. That's why we love Quip and why I'm taking it to San Diego Comic-Con. Quip starts at just $25 and you can go to getquip.com/KF right now and you can get your first refill pack for free. That's getquip.com/KF for your first refill pack free for Quip, the electric toothbrush. Up next is Audible. Support for this show is brought to you by the new Audible original Stan Lee's Alliances, A Trick of Light. In one of Lee's final and most innovative works, the legend invites audiences to unleash the power of their own imagination to bring a new universe and cast of superheroes to life. Performed by Yara Shahidi, one of today's brightest talents, in featuring a captivating introduction from Lee himself, this new superhero's origin story takes on the ever-blurring line between humanity and technology, while agitating the central question of our day: what is more real? A world we are born into or one we create ourselves? Both epic and intimate, fascinating and funny, this is essential Stan Lee. Listen with a 30-day trial. Just go to audible.com/kinda or text kinda 5050. Stan Lee's Alliances, A Trick of Light. The power to change changes everything. Audible members now get more than ever before. Members choose choose 3 titles a month, 1 audiobook, plus 2 Audible originals that you can't hear anywhere else. Audible members also have unlimited access to exclusive audio-guided fitness and meditation programs. Explore all the ways listening to Audible can help improve mind, body, and soul with entertainment, information, and inspiration. Start listening with a 30-day Audible trial, and your first audiobook plus 2 Audible originals are free. Just go to audible.com/kinda or text kinda to 500-500. So yeah, I went to a very weird dinner party.
Did you know?
Yeah, Friday night. So a couple.
I thought this was an either-or situation. I thought we were getting...
Yeah, but you knew the
Do you have
second.
something else to
You
say?
knew
What do
the
you gotta
second he said he
what
had
other
2
fucking
stories. we were
pizza
talking
did you eat, huh?
No, tell your story.
That's fine. What do you want to talk about?
Tell your story.
What do you want to talk about? He set me up. I don't know. I just go with this flow.
I mean, I'm feeling this weird dinner story.
Okay. I don't know if you are.
I think, I'll be honest with you, Greg. I don't think he's feeling it.
I'm
Fine,
feeling
man.
it.
Take the glasses
Like
off.
182?
They're not real. You haven't earned them.
There's so
Andy,
much blue light
too
around
much
here,
blue.
Kevin.
It's too much blue light.
Too much blue light.
Kevin,
Not
next time we get
glasses.
lights, we'll get the ones without blue.
We've got yellow on them, Nick. You calibrated them.
Kevin, you wear sunglasses every time you're on this desk.
Great point.
That blocked the dust something.
Blue light?
Hate you.
Months ago now,
Yeah.
I got an email. You know Mari, right? Formerly Smosh Games.
Yeah.
Yes.
She'd put me in touch with a guy named John. Hey, this be a good guy for you to know. Okay,
Wilkes
cool, whatever.
Booth.
John
Still alive.
Actually, John Levy. So he's an author, right? And he hosts these things called the Influencers Dinner,
Jesus.
which sounds super weird.
Sounds
and as
horrible.
Jen put it, eyes wide shutish.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because what happens is you get, there's articles about this you can read about on the New York Times and Forbes, right? But I got an email after getting introduced that was just like, hey, from a different person, not John, but like, hey, you've been invited to the influencers dinner, where the idea is that you show up at a given location and you make dinner with a bunch of strangers, and you're not allowed to say your full name or what you do. You have to, exactly. No, that's where Jen was going with the Eyes Wide Shut. You all talk to each other, you make this meal together, and then when you sit down to eat it, you all guess what each other's professions are or whatever. And it's like this weird.
But isn't it called an influencer dinner?
The influencer's dinner.
So
but no, hold on. Can I stop?
Isn't everyone just an influencer? That's the profession.
Thanks for stopping. Fucking Nick.
Can I contribute to this podcast too? Can I contribute?
Did you do anything fun other than see a peacock?
Continue.
I love you so much. No, see, we're using influencers very much in our new age media way, the way we interact, right, with influencers and like how Trisha is, right?
So what was it like a local artist there that was like very influential on the local artist scene? And I'm like, who cares?
So it was that I exactly. It's people
Do you reach the masses? If not, who cares?
In the New York Times article, right? It was that Stacy woman from What Not to Wear. I can't remember her last name, but Stacey and Clinton host What Not to Wear. She was there for it. There was a couple other people there. Stuff like that, right?
Okay.
Olympians or whatever, all this different
I'm sure my
stuff.
wife would have been like, I know everyone here, but I'd have been like, I don't know.
But it's not, you wouldn't have. That's the thing. Because when I got, first off, they finally send me the date and time. They send me the address, right? Because of course I'm like, this is cool. Because even if it sucks, it's going to be a great podcast.
Yeah.
Turns out it's cool.
It's like all walks of life kind of people.
Right. But it's all, and you already get the vibe from it that I shouldn't be going, that this sounds like there's going to be way more important people than me there. And sure enough, there was. I was like.
So did you have dinner with someone that you're making food? You're like, so Jeff, what do you do? Well,
I can't ask that question.
Well, I can't ask that question. Jeff, you look familiar, Jeff.
Can't say Jeff.
Is your last name Bezos?
But anyways, I got the address, right? And I was like, that street's obviously familiar or whatever, Steiner. And so like I dropped the pin, and it's one of the painted ladies.
Okay.
So
shit, that's cool.
It's very cool. And we got a whole tour of the house and
That's
stuff.
awesome.
And like, it's
Painted
like,
ladies from Full House.
exactly. Yeah, the opening of Full House, right? Yeah, cool. So we get
a recognition.
in this thing. Anyways, get there.
Family
And all they
Matters.
ask is they ask you to bring a bottle of liquor of your choice if you want to. Of course,
you
I
bring?
bring a bottle of bourbon. Come on, Knob
What
Creek.
kind of bourbon?
Knob Creek.
That's smart.
Knob Creek.
That's smart.
But I'm trying to impress people here.
Yeah, Bullet
I know how to do
Bullet
it.
doesn't impress
I
people.
love
anymore.
Bullet, just not impressive. You know
Not
what I
even
mean?
Bullet Reserve.
Fix them for old fashioned. Start making old fashions.
I don't know what I'm getting into, Kevin. And sure enough, I open the door and I walk into this room. A lot of old white guys.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I'm like, all right, that sounds about right. And then some old white women start showing up. And then there's
We're
more.
getting real diverse
So
here.
not all walks of life.
No, not really. And so then eventually a few more people come in, but I'm still, and I'm not young by any stretch of the imagination, but I'm still the youngest here.
Okay.
Like how many years? I'll say, to be polite, 5, but maybe 7. So it's like already like, okay, there's real people here, right? Like this is what you'd expect from SF, right? And we have to guess these people's professions, right? So we're making tacos. I'm in charge of the vegetable cutting station. Big thing for me, you know what I mean? Because like I'm comfortable doing it all. None of these people knew how to cook. You know what I
they
mean?
know.
They'll have
Cooking shows on
maids
the
and
internet.
cooks.
Yeah, and that got me in trouble a couple times too, because they're like, do you cook a lot? I do, and then like, but somebody asked it in like a professional sense, and I was like, can't really answer that question. You'll understand one day, and I never talk to them about it again, and they'll never
I can
look me
imagine
up.
Greg taking this way more serious.
They're
than
watching
anyone
this right
else.
now.
Yeah, it's just like, no, man.
Yeah, with the rules and everything.
Like,
Yeah, no,
I'm
I'm
not
playing
breaking
it.
the rules. I'm going to win this game. It's like, it's not a game, Greg.
Please, sir, stop. You know what I mean? So we have all the stations, we cut up all the food, do the whole thing, we go and put it on the table, and then we sit down, and then it's this giant mahogany table, right? Well, imagine like we're in a painted lady, right, which is gonna be one of the most expensive homes in San Francisco in terms
easily.
of classic stuff,
Yeah.
right off Alamo Square. Like they got the wine kegerators there that Joey would freak out to have and shit.
Rosé all day.
Exactly, rosé all day. And so I'm talking to people. Everyone's lovely. You know what I mean? Very interesting people, even though they can't tell me what they do, which is an interesting way to go about this situation, which I think always pulls me back to a conversation, if any of you have heard my wife talk about it, Jen had with our friend, Hunter Pence, at Kevin Coelho's wedding, where when her and him bonded over talking about the fact that Jen's like, yeah, I still can't work, and it's really weird not being able to say I do anything, right? Because how do you define yourself? You usually start with, oh, I'm Nick and I do this, right? And Hunter's like, yeah, exactly. Like, I'm more than a baseball player, but everybody thinks I'm a baseball player. And I was like, you guys are getting too close. Anyways.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't let Hunter get within like. I'm joking.
It's Jen. It was Jen that I was worried about.
Yeah, I know.
That's why I don't let Jen get within 10 yards of you.
Oh, I see.
So then eventually
They call me the
you start
tick.
going around and guessing, right? And at first I thought it was going to be that we guess the person next to us, you know what I mean? Or like how it works. But it turns you guess everyone at the table, which kind of sucked if you didn't talk to a lot of people, like or talk to get a good conversation with everybody. But people start going and guessing and trying to figure out what everybody is and stuff. And then they stop and they reveal themselves and all this different stuff. And so it was like, this is weird and interesting. People guess, one of my favorite guesses for myself was that I designed shoes. And everybody looked at my shoes, which were the Converse that would then be later ruined by ticks. But I was like, I'm just wearing Converse. That's a bad guess.
Why the fuck would they think that?
At some point when you know nothing about the person, you just make a weird guess.
Got it.
Secret agent, shit like that. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
goofy ass stuff like that.
Designer.
Agents?
There was a former CIA agent there.
You're kidding me.
There-
Ah, that'd
dude,
be
like
cool.
that's so to jump to the thing
Should
to make
have
this
him
a
on
bit
the
more
podcast.
interesting, right? Like I brought
I'm just hearing
things here.
Cheetos crunching.
There was an astronomy professor there who was actually working with SETI, the search for extraterrestrial intelligence, right?
Contact.
It's SF, so there was a guy who's like got a whole crypto business, but he's actually it's not even about like crypto SF weird stuff that everybody hates. It's like crypto, like getting the people of Venezuela a new monetary system based on crypto. What else? The Monterey Bay Aquarium chief conservation and science officer.
Oh, that'd be cool.
The CTO of Niantic was there.
What?
Which sucks because there was a game developer next to me that I caught on through enough of it that you were a developer, and I guess he worked for Niantic. And then like 7 people later, the guy revealed himself. Fuck, so close to it. Professor of biology, another game director, stuff like that. And then there was a CIA agent who had been on like done security detail stuff for Biden, and it was just like that. And then there was another person, one of the people I named already, who had worked for John Kerry and shit like that. So it was like, oh, you're all real adults.
I wonder-
And so when it was the big reveal of like, what do you do? I'm like, I'm a CEO, kind of funny, and none of you should know what that is. Talk about video games. And they're like, oh, like the guy next to you. I'm like, no, he makes them. I just talk about them. Everybody's like, oh, all right.
Like, that was anticlimactic, shoe guy. How about go with shoes next time? No, the missus and I were driving back from one Trader Joe's, and we saw one of those like cavalcades of cars. So
Yeah.
it was like cop, black SUV, black SUV, cop. So I wonder, maybe they were at your party. Maybe someone there was.
I don't think so. No, but then it got interesting, right? Or not? It was already interesting, but it was like, all right, cool. When we're going around, the guy who was leading it, John, was like, all right, cool. There's like, all right, like 30 minutes left or whatever. I was like, oh, okay, cool. Like this is ending early. And then what it was going to be, and then he's like, no, what's happening is then a whole bunch of other people are coming over, like that have done the dinner before, and it's like a giant like
Party.
cocktail mingle
That's
party thing
cool.
or whatever. And then they gave presentations about certain things. So like the guy who co-created Siri was there and talked about like AI. And then the hostess of the night would talk about like business strategies and shit. And I was like, this is fucking rad. Like, you know what I mean? It's
That's
super
really
weird.
cool.
It's super
Super weird.
But that's
super
like what-
SF. Like, you know what I mean? I'm like, oh, that's
But
weird.
that's the kind of shit that like super rich people do to meet other super rich people, so they can get even more super rich.
And now
rich
we're on the
babies.
inside of the super rich
I know,
people.
but
How
I think
can we?
you may have
yeah.
asked it out for us.
Fuck.
Did you think that? When you left, did they like? Did you get the impression they're going to invite you back to the next one? Like you're going to get to come back and present, or were they like, that was a missed opportunity with that guy? We could have had Bezos.
I didn't feel like. I don't know if they could have had
Bezos, dude.
Bezos. I don't know if they could
Greg,
have.
serious question. Did you at any point say like, oh, I have 1 million followers on Twitter?
I talked about the level of fame of it a bit. You know what I mean? I did the very general broad strokes of who we are / who I am. Like, you know how that is. Like,
Yeah.
when you're talking to a general audience about it.
Did you say 1 million?
I said I was an award winner when somebody's like, oh, there's no Oscar winner here this time. And they were like, oh,
Oscar
and I was
winner?
like,
What the fuck would
oh,
Oscar?
game award winner.
They're like, what are the game awards? They're like, what's like
no,
the Oscars?
the three the developer people, they left.
Yeah, okay,
got
that's
it
good.
good there.
Yeah,
So,
good.
Yeah, they left.
What's how you said left? They left.
Oh, no, thank you.
Random, that's crazy. Random non sequitur though. Well, you mentioned
Random.
CIA agents.
Yeah.
I watched a video over the weekend that ruined my entire childhood. Just
Last
the whole
Jedi?
thing. No,
Oh.
that one. There's coming back from that one. This one was a video. I had no idea. I was a dumb kid growing up in the 80s. I didn't know any shit. We didn't have internet, right?
Playing
Whatever people
trumpet.
told you, you just believed.
You did. You did. You believed it.
As you guys know, I was a martial artist growing up, right?
Shadow boxing.
I did karate when I was very young.
Karate.
Then I did Kempo Kung Fu later in life, right? Because I believed, like many people, that you could study it for approximately 6 months and become deadly. And that's what we thought was
Got the
there.
belt.
I start going down the rabbit hole on YouTube about martial arts frauds. Started with Steven Seagal.
Not
Yeah.
a fraud. Not a fraud.
Not a fraud. He's a legit black belt in Aikido, but he has said a lot of crazy shit over the years. Not the least of which is that he's Italian, and people are like, he is not Italian. He's just made up a lot of shit about ties to certain organizations that he may or may not have had. And people are like, okay, he's kind of a shithead, right? He's also had a few allegations come out. Anyway, long story short, it doesn't matter about Steven Seagal. We start going down the rabbit hole, and I start getting all the way till I see an article that says the truth behind Bloodsport. Now, Bloodsport, of course.
Van Damme.
Jean-Claude Van Damme's one of his breakout roles. I think it was like the first
dirt in
movie.
the eyes.
Yeah, there's right. And he's like, right, but he could feel that it wasn't the guy. And so, right. So, if you're not familiar with Bloodsport, it is the story of, it was supposedly based on a real story of a guy named Frank Dukes, who was a military officer that went AWOL to compete in an underground fighting competition called the Kumite. And at the end of the movie, at the end of the fucking movie, it brings up real facts about Frank Dukes, that he had like the fastest knockout, that he threw the fastest kick in the tournament, which is like 72 miles per hour. And that, and the very last one says Frank Dukes holds the record for most consecutive knockout. He knocked out 56 people in this Kumite tournament over 3 days. This is a bracketed tournament that's single round elimination. We'll get to that in a second.
How long is he fighting?
So as a child, I read that. I was like, this guy's a bad motherfucker, right? Like, I bought into this. Flash forward, 39 years old. I didn't think about it, right? I
Yeah.
don't think about these things.
The back of your mind.
Whatever. Frank Dukes made it all up.
Oh no.
Bloodsport, based off of fantasy. He is a fraud
How do you know it's made up?
because there's the guy I mean, this multiple people have come out and been like, all the shit he said. There's first off, no possible way that in a bracketed tournament that is single round elimination, you could beat 56 people. That would need like thousands of entries. And that's the first point he makes. He was like,
It's the whole country.
He does the math. He does the math, and I don't think he does the math properly. But he was like, yeah, you would need 72 quadrillion people to have competed in this because it's not round robin; it's single round elimination.
Yeah.
So like, you know, if you have to be like in
between every round, he's just killing kids in the streets.
Yeah,
and shit.
So he goes through and he's like, yeah, this guy's claimed a lot of crazy shit over the years, and they wrote articles about him, and he was written up in like Black Belt magazine and heralded as like a badass, and he claimed he was a CIA operative. This is where this comes up with you, and claimed all these things, and people one by one have started kind of pulling that apart and being like, there's just no way this has ever happened. None of this ever
Fucking
happened.
love the 80s, man. I love they could just be like, hey, I did all these things. People are like, cool.
Fuck, he must have
And
been.
now it's like with YouTube and Reddit and shit, just
And a
conspiracy
calculator.
theories. They just come
Well,
like,
no, this guy.
nah.
So the guy, what happened is that I think the guy's name is the Pink Man, and he's
Pink Man.
crazy, like
He was at the dinner.
having a lot of fun with the series. Let's put it that way. Where he plays this character called the Pink Man, where like every time it cuts back to him, he's like in pink light and he's crazy. But he actually went back and found old archives of Black Belt magazine and started looking at interviews and started reading through all the interviews of Frank Dukes and all these things that he claimed. And there was it's just not even possible. Like he claimed he was in the military, he claimed he was in the CIA, he claimed that he was like, it's just all these crazy shit. Literally a pathological liar.
Yeah.
And it's just wild to me that this is a fact. Like, I would have thought, okay, I know all the shit that was bullshit from my youth. Like, I've at least stumbled across all these things. But I legitimately, up until 3 days
You
ago,
believed in Frankie
believed
Dukes.
that Frank Dukes was a real person who fought in an underground mixed martial arts 3-day competition where they started off with a ring that was square, and then they went to one that was convex, and then they fought on the roof. Now that wasn't
You
in the
thought
movie.
that was
That was
okay.
actually something he said.
Oh.
And then they got old footage of him where he's like, "Here, I finally found old footage of me fighting in the Kumite because no one believed him after a while." And he showed it, and it was basically a sepia filter on someone else's match from like France. It was a totally different dude. Kind of looked like him, but it was blurry. And people were like, and the guy was like, "That's me. It's from my match."
What a total fraud.
It's
Holy shit.
Wild. It's Firefest. Like Firefest before Firefest, Tim.
Wow.
Like this guy made a lot of
Firefest.
he was a fucking like whatchamacallit, like an advisor on like a bunch of Jean-Claude Van Damme movies to the point where after a while Jean-Claude Van Damme I guess figured out he was a
Hey,
fraud
to be
and
fair,
they sued each other.
This guy had good taste in what's cool. Like he knew what
Kumite.
people wanted to think about martial arts.
Dude,
Three-phase fights.
it blew my fucking mind.
Kumite.
It blew my mind, especially the math behind the bracket. I was like, yeah, that doesn't make sense.
Actually,
They talked about this thing called the
Total
Valley
bullshit.
Judo, which is a Brazilian competition where it's like basically no holds barred, like sparring or fights, like MMA before MMA or UFC before UFC rather. And he started doing the math. I'm like, he's like, yeah, this person had to beat 4 people, which meant that there had to be 8 people in the tournament bracketed, and this person had to be 8, which meant that 16. And I was like, 56?
112 people.
That's a lot of people. It was ridiculous. Yeah, I was like, that's a lot of fucking fights in 3 days.
That's so funny.
Yeah, dude, I was just like, I was blown away by that. But the guy did a great job, and he also talked about like how everyone went crazy with ninjas and shit in the 80s, and how the Ninja Turtles, which I thought you would appreciate, how the Ninja Turtles started as a commentary on ninjas in popular comics, like, so that's why they were called the Foot
Daredevil.
versus the Hand, Daredevil, all that stuff. Yeah, and then how we were all so crazy about ninjas that it caught on and it turned into something else with the cartoon.
Gotta love it, man.
Fucking fascinating, man. But Jesus Christ, I'm flabbergasted.
You were flabbergasted.
I'm
I'm sorry for your loss.
You got
man.
KFA.
I'm sorry, guys, but like, I was literally.
What does
I
that
turned
do
a
for
D
you
and I was
shit?
like,
Should I call it a work
my
tomorrow?
Living a
whole
lie.
childhood
Just unraveled.
robbed of me. I'm robbed.
Wow. Again, after Star
Gone.
Wars. Yeah.
Terrible. Then I watched the rest of his videos. He's fucking hilarious. So it's fine.
Shout out to the Pink Man.
Dude,
He's doing his thing.
super inappropriate, but yeah. Awesome.
Tim, what'd you see this weekend?
What I see this weekend?
What, a peacock?
No,
Go to dinner?
no peacocks.
Did you eat some food?
I went to
What'd you do?
Curran bought a house in Oakland. I went to his house for the first time.
In the last time?
Probably last time. Yeah, it's really far. 50-minute drive.
Fuck that.
Oh, right.
With a $6 toll across this fucking bridge. I'm like, all right, good for you. Live your life with your fun dogs and your fun wife and your fun.
Saturday, Jen was like, "Oh, do you want to
white
go to Richie
people.
and Allie's?" And they live in like Pleasanton, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I was like, "Fuck no, we went there
No.
once. That's never again."
Not a chance.
No,
not
thank
a
you.
chance. But their place
Sorry,
is
Richie.
so damn nice. I'm walking around. Too many bedrooms. I couldn't even count the bedrooms. And they're like, "Oh, you want to see downstairs?" I'm like, "You fuckers, what?" So they open this door. We go downstairs. There's a whole other house. It's insane.
How is his basketball court?
And he has a basketball court.
What?
There's
Oh,
a
let's
fucking
go.
basketball
It's
court,
next to
dude.
his tennis court.
No tennis courts.
Oh, really?
No tennis
Wait, is it
courts, but
his or is it like shared?
It's shared,
his.
but it's his. Like, people can use it, but it's his.
Wait, what?
Yeah. I mean, because it's on that. It's that little cul-de-sac area.
No. He needs to get one of those like chain locks.
Yeah.
I mean,
Barbed wire.
Yeah, you can do
Just
that.
have
Barbed
Kevin
wire
go guard
on the,
it.
on the things.
Remember when we did the
Why?
Remember when we did the
Why?
first Let's Play reunion and we tried to throw oranges into that guy's tennis court?
Oh my God.
Yeah,
and
we
people
did
were like,
that.
"You, what are you fucking for? Stop it!" I was like, "I can get it."
No one
And-
stopped
yeah,
us.
what are you fucking for? Get back on the water slide.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was also like half a mile away. We were really trying.
I think we got a couple over there.
Somebody did eventually, yeah.
Yeah,
Somebody
yeah, like
did,
James or someone
Yeah,
with
one of
better
the
arm than us.
athletic people.
Yeah, but yeah, being there was freaking unbelievable because I'm just not used to being around that many old white people.
Sure.
And we're just like standing there, have this like crazy ass like just glass windows, and we're just looking out, and it's this street of the nicest houses I've ever fucking seen. Just beautiful trees, like gardeners everywhere, and just hella old white people walking their dogs and it's like, "Hi Gizmo, hey Otis," and I'm like, "Wow, you guys are just saying hi to just fucking dogs."
But are they like senile and just making up names?
No,
Like the same
they
dog
look-
passed
they
three
were-
different
yeah,
people.
it's a
Hey, Gizmo.
community.
The other guy's like,
It's
hey,
this whole
Otis.
community.
I'm telling you, man, that is the power of the suburbs. Is that
It was
you
the burbs,
know,
dude. We were in the
you
burbs.
know everything that's happening with your neighbors, and that's your whole life, and it's sad.
And then
Yeah.
it becomes like a show on HBO or something.
They were trying to sell me
Pretty
on it.
Little Lies.
They're
Kill
talking
a
about all the
Man.
good things about it, and they're just like, yeah, it's crazy. Like everyone's so nice. Like our neighbors came to say hi to us, and we walk outside, and people actually want to talk to us and whatever. And I'm
You're
just
like, I don't
like,
like any of this.
fuck that.
I have
leave me the hell
4.
alone.
I have 4 people living in the building.
I'd rather
that I
have a
live
guy
in.
picking out of his asshole near a CVS.
Maybe he's got a tick.
Then talk to me.
Dude, there are people living in my building that I couldn't pick out of a fucking lineup, and I want to keep it that way. I see people walk in, I'm like, I don't know if this person lives here. They don't know me.
I can lock my
Love
door.
it.
Great.
Love it. I don't want to fucking talk to you because inevitably, here's how it's gonna go. Oh, we should be friends. You come over to fight. Can I do a favor?
No,
Can I get a favor from you?
No, thank
Favors
you.
come
Hey,
so
we're
fast.
gonna party. You know what? Hey, Nick, we're cool. We're throwing a party upstairs if you want to come.
No,
but I don't
thank
really
you.
want you to come. But I just want you not to call the cops on me
Yeah.
when the party goes till 2:00. And don't be a dick. And I go like this. None of that's gonna happen.
Yeah.
10:01, motherfucker. Cops are being called. Daddy's coming out with his shirt off. Get off my fucking
Straight
lawn.
says this to
Wait,
them.
who's coming out with the shirt on?
Daddy.
Oh,
Right here.
you.
I've
Okay.
gone out in my chonies before. I've walked out and been like, shut the fucking party
that
down.
Chevy?
I imagine there is underwear.
Chonies. Yeah,
My underwear.
chonies.
My chonies.
I don't know what that is.
Underwear.
Okay.
It's Spanish.
He calls them.
It's a Spanish slang term for underwear.
I rented a hotel room. It was interesting. I did this thing where I was like, I'm gonna go back to Austin. I don't really want to stay with my uncle and aunt who are way far north in Round Rock. I'm going to just search for what hotels United gives me like points for, whatever
Sure.
the fuck. And I found a place and I was like, oh, in the Mueller area. That's kind of like by where Alfredo lives. Rent it out. Turns out it's just in his apartment building.
Oh yeah.
And it's basically like an Airbnb, but it's not. It's like this outside
Like an extended
company
stay thing.
Yeah, like I mean, kind of not really though. It's just like, here's your hotel room, but it's, you know, come get your key and here's your pin pad or whatever. You just like boop, 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 on a little pin. And also, I'm such a moron. I'm like walking up to my room and I'm like, oh, the pin pad.
1111.
I'm like,
oh no.
the pin pad's the last 4 of my number. That's crazy. I was like, oh, well, it's that because it is my number.
Your number. Yeah, they set it to that. That's always smart.
Yeah, but it was like a legitimate
Got it,
1-bedroom apartment, and it was super nice being there. And I wanted to go bother Alfredo, but he was on the 3rd floor, and like he was doing an Apex stream. And I was
You
like,
should have swatted him.
kind of wish Alfredo wanted me to like. I wish he like invited me, kind of, you know. But
Yeah.
he didn't
Should
invite
have
me.
texted, hey man, what are you doing tonight? Oh, it's true. Oh, I'm downstairs.
I'm downstairs.
You see what happens. Cool, man. Hey man, should I like?
Can I yell outside and see if like your microphone picks me up?
It's actually really a bit of a bummer when your friends are doing stuff and they know you're close and you totally come out and they just don't invite you.
What?
Sucks.
What's up?
We had a moment where we had to break into your computer while you were gone, and like a PIN code thing came up. It was 4 numbers, and we're just like, we had this conversation where it's just like, all right, no one try, but does anyone think they would know what Andy's PIN code is? And we're like trying to figure it all out, and then eventually Joey just asked you, because it hit a point where it's just like,
No.
we don't want to try, we don't want to get locked out and like have this turn into this whole fucking thing. But it was just like, I'm like, there is a big chance it is just 0, 0, 0, 0. I was like, if I had to bet with Andy, like, that would be my first
Andy's
bet.
more of a
Is it
1, 2, 3, 4
Andy,
guy.
Is it just 4 or is it 6?
4.
Okay.
I've told you it before.
Yeah, I
several
think
times.
I know it. It's crazy how much information of your guys' stuff that I just
Oh,
know.
I know. Greg's like,
I handed my phone to Nick for
Here.
lunch today. I'm like, if it locks, Kevin knows the pass. I gave you the password. You're like, I'm never gonna remember. I'm like, Kevin knows it. Don't worry.
It's one of those
Yeah.
things where like Nick walked over and I was like, I have no idea, and I was like, wait,
I do.
and then I was like, oh, there it is.
yeah.
There it is.
And then I had to walk over 4 more times, and Kevin's like, just memorize it. Just memorize the fucking. But to me, I'm like, I don't want to know it because you might kill someone someday, and the piece of evidence that would damn me and like into it, like bring me into your stupid tick fucking frenzy, killing spree.
My Lyme disease fever dream is I
I'd be
murdered
like,
everyone.
Nick knows the code too. I'm like, I don't know
Nick,
the code.
at no point though, I just want to give myself credit. At
Yeah.
no point was I like, hey, you should learn this. I
You-
was just quietly every
you
time.
looked me in the eyes with a
I looked you in
look
the
of
eyes.
stupidity. You were like, you're a fucking idiot.
No, the
Nick.
first time I looked you in the eyes because I was like, I have no fucking clue what this is.
I
Then
was like, you know it.
maybe if I just, oh, okay.
I was like, you
Yeah.
know it. You
Yeah.
know it, bro.
You ever
Bro,
do that
know
where
it.
you see a car go by and you're like, if that car would have hit somebody, could I have remembered the license plate? So you start trying to like come up with it real quick.
All the
Like,
time.
I've done that sometimes.
mnemonic devices.
I don't even bother.
I figured
No way.
out finally after 35 years on the earth, 36 years on the earth, that if instead of going like, 1, 4, just like 14, 35, like, put the numbers together,
Oh, yeah,
shorten
yeah.
out the amount of numbers I need to remember.
But
Stupid.
then you
Yeah.
have the letters like right away.
1, 2, 3,
which tells
bufuck.
me.
All you
Like,
need,
it's one-
all you
yeah,
need is
letters.
the make, model, color, and like the first couple letters, and they'll
They're
find
getting
it.
away. Like,
I always do last 3. Because I was taught whenever we do Ubers,
You're
I was
you're
like,
the only
different
one, and you
states,
fuck it all up
different
every time I'm with
states,
you.
guys.
it's last 3s because when I worked at a car dealership, that's how we read the VINs and the license plate numbers.
Yeah,
It was always the
last
last
3.
3. You'd go out and be like,
It's always last 3. Last 3 of your social, last 3 of your phone number,
I
last 3 of
always
this.
took fucking loaner cars. Holy shit. I would go everywhere in these goddamn loaner cars. It was so dope. I would have to like travel 50 minutes in like a really like nice $80,000 car. It was really awesome.
I would love that.
But then you'd walk out of the parking lot like, all right, what's the last 3? Oh, 439. Oh, okay. Oh, it's the fucking thing. Yeah.
And
That's how
like
we
in
did it.
modern days, when it's like, oh, we're with the group, and it's like, oh, we're gonna get the Uber, and it's like, hey, look out for it. It's a black Camry license plate, and then you say like a couple numbers. You're saying the first numbers, not the last numbers. Andy says the last numbers, throws us all off. We're looking for it. We can't fucking find it.
Well, you have to go at least
Cancels
3.
on
You have
us.
to go at
How's
least
Andy
3
charged?
deep.
I
That's
always,
the real problem.
That's a real problem.
You know what I mean? Andy's great at a lot of things.
I say the last 3 and then I look at my phone and I'm not looking at
No,
it.
here's the thing. It's not that
You're looking at
Andy's
your
the one
home
in charge
screen.
of it.
It's just like some.
Andy's the one with he'll have eyes on the car. I'll tell him which one to look for, but he's looking for the last numbers. I'm telling him the first numbers.
Oh,
That
that's,
makes
that's
sense.
always
That
what
makes
happens.
sense. That makes
Yeah,
sense.
makes sense.
Yeah.
That's always what happens.
What would you guys do?
For the Ubers? First.
Yeah.
First 3.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I had to do the first 3 because
Hard to break habits.
Uber has a weird thing. I don't know what it is. I'm assuming they ship them license plates,
Yeah, they have a lot of matching ones.
but they have a lot of matching. Like the first 6 numbers are the same, so you have to read the whole thing. It's very weird.
I had it when we were leaving Austin, going to the
okay.
airport. I had we came out from the hotel and I walked out and we were waiting for the car, and the car pulled up and some other older gentleman went over there and like put his bag in, and he was almost getting in. I'm like, I'm sorry, you sure about this? He's like, yeah, Uber. I'm like, no, I got it. And like the driver was about to get back in. I was like, whatever your name is, Miguel or whatever. And he's like, yeah. And the guy's like, oh, I thought, and he like started getting really mad at the guy and getting vaguely racist about it. I was like, all right, everybody, see you later. You know what I mean? Like, get the fuck out of here. He's like, oh, I guess I used the wrong language. I was like, no, you just mumbled, I'm sure, and climbed in the fucking car, you asshole. Get out of here.
The fucking thing, because you're an old ass and you don't understand how technology works. It's like the same reason I talk to my dad's ear every time we fucking FaceTime.
Why are you FaceTiming?
Because I love the pictures I get from FaceTiming my dad. It's always it's like a part of his head. You know what it reminds me of? It's like those Google things where it's like find all the stop signs. Yeah. It's like find all the parts of this image that have your dad's head in it, and it's just the lower one. It's the one corner.
Oh my god, there's a fucking incredible Facebook group that is a bunch of people role playing as boomers, like as just
Baby
old
boomers?
people on
Yeah.
Facebook. And it's just people role playing with fake profile names, fake profile photos, and oh my god, dude, the comments.
So funny.
It's a photo. Kevin, can you look for it? It's hard to explain.
Yeah.
Why it's
Paulo
so
was
funny.
reading it to me and
But it's
showing
like
me.
a random photo of a woman from like here up, like at a weird angle, and then the comment is like, congratulations on so and so's wedding. Oh, he had a great time, and it's like sometimes it's all caps. Sometimes like things are just weirdly.
I love it.
Like,
no
it's-
punctuation probably whatsoever.
There's just a bunch of weird shit,
sent
dude.
via Facebook message somehow.
Yeah, like
how?
you know,
How did you do that?
Fucking Bernard died over the weekend. Like, weird shit on photos that have nothing to do
God.
with each other.
It's every picture I get from my parents still has the fucking little dot in the corner, the live
That's
video thing.
dangerous. That's dangerous. Be careful with that.
I'm like, you guys gotta, you gotta take that fucking
Dude,
off.
the funniest fucking thing. I think I've talked about this before. But one of my best friends, CP, and Caesar, brothers, he just texted me one day. I was like, go look at my mom's Facebook profile. And it was her default photo. It was a really terrible photo of Rod Stewart on stage at a live concert with. Now, this is going to sound bad, but this was after, I think, like, there was a mass shooting or something. And you know how Facebook does put these up for solidarity or whatever? So it's Rod Stewart on stage with, like, a France flag, like, kind of overlaid on it.
I fucking hate old people.
It made no sense, dude.
She loves Rod Stewart in France. She
You
was
can
telling
tell
me.
there was a lot of missteps, man.
Like she did not mean for that to happen.
No, not at all.
That's so fucking funny.
Here we go. Oh my god.
Throw it up. Train. My husband Steve passed away last night.
And all the comments.
How do I quit this? I don't want to see this on my page. I hate dead people. Ghosts haunts.
That's
Scrolling
so
through.
fucking funny.
Keep scrolling through.
No, this is just responses to that one.
Hold on.
We gotta find a different one.
Oh my god.
That's
It's
hilarious.
super hard to find though.
Sorry for your loss. Sending prayer. Sorry for your loose. A picture of Jesus.
Oh my god.
And
This is too fucking
It's just
real.
like fake people role playing, and it's like
That's
so
awesome.
goddamn
That's really
funny,
smart.
man.
That's fucking funny.
If you didn't know, ladies and gentlemen, this has been the Kinda Funny Podcast. Each and every week we gather around this here table, bringing you our lives, whether it be a peacock or a tick. If you like that, head over to patreon.com/kindafunny.
Pizza hungry raccoon.
Oh, man, I want to meet him. I want to party with that guy. You can get the show early, ad-free, and with the pre and post shows. You can watch it live as we recorded it as well. But if you have no bucks to toss our way, no big deal. Head on over to youtube.com/kindafunny, roosterteeth.com. Podcast services around the globe each and every Friday for a brand new episode. We have a post show to record now. So until next time, it's been our pleasure to serve you.